Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? Welcome to this week's edition of the Whitfield Report audio podcast. My guest this week, in perhaps what is the longest episode of a podcast I've recorded ever, is Ryan Marhoeffer of Chapman University. Now, Ryan has been on the podcast before. I had Ryan back on the podcast back in February, and which was the first time we sat down and talked about him being censored by the school newspaper at Chapman University. We discussed that back in February. Today I had him back on the podcast, and we basically did a Joe Rogan-esque style long-form conversation. Not just about politics nationally, but also about politics in California, politics in Florida. But then we also talked about things in the pop culture sphere, music, movies, you name it. We pretty much talk about it within reason. It's a great podcast, if I do say so myself. Like I said, longest podcast I've ever done, clocking in around 3 hours and 45 minutes. And but boy, did the time fly. We just had a great time chatting. I'm super excited for you to hear our conversation, and it's going to be a great one. So without further ado, please welcome the great and powerful Ryan Marhoeffer to the Whitfield Report. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's edition of the Whitfield Report, brought to you by NGC TV and the Danger Zone, and American Watchmen, of course. How are you doing tonight, folks? It's great to be back for another episode. Tonight I'll be joined later in the program, probably here in about 1 or 2 minutes, by my good friend Ryan Marhoeffer, who is leader of the Young Republicans at Chapman University out in California. I'll be joined by him later tonight. He was a guest on the podcast back in February when his campus newspaper was censoring him from writing a pro-Trump article. Since then, he's gotten that resolved, which is awesome. And so we're going to have him on and talk some more politics and whatnot, and it should be good. We're already up to 12 viewers on the YouTube channel, so shout out to the Danger Zone, Kimmy, Clipsby, Katrina, MJF, just a whole bunch of people, Weasel, of course, and of course everybody's favorite Scots Bear, Gary, who I am going to have on the podcast soon, and we're going to he's going to jam out, and he's also going to be doing the theme song for this show. We were going to do that back when I was an unbearable, but that kind of changes thing. So, I know this is unprofessional, but let me just text Ryan and make sure that he has my proper Skype name. I guess he's having to re-download Skype, so anyway. In the meantime, folks, some housekeeping stuff as usual. You can follow me on Twitter at @SamDB_NDC. You can follow me on Gab at Sam Whitfield, Instagram at SamDB_NDC, and of course you can download the audio podcast on iTunes. And Ryan just texted me. I guess Skype is having issues. So it figures. We actually started the show on time tonight, and my guest has Skype problems. So in the news this week, while we're waiting, Donald Trump, President Trump, pardoned the first African-American heavyweight champion for boxing, Jack Johnson, and the left doesn't know what to do with it. They don't know how to react because they want to call him racist, but they're pissed off that they can't. I guess this is something that the actor Sylvester Stallone has been wanting for a long time. I guess the story is Jack Johnson, this boxer, back during the Jim Crow era, he was arrested for simply riding across state lines with his white girlfriend at the time, and I believe from what I read he was arrested and sentenced to like life in prison, so he died there, and I guess since like the 70s or something, one of the boxing federations or whatnot have been trying to get him acquitted of or pardoned, symbolically of course, and Trump had the opportunity to do so. Other presidents had the opportunity to do so in the past, but Trump, I guess, was the one who finally did it, which, good for him. But at the same time, I'm not really surprised that it's Trump that was the one who did that. You would have thought that Obama, being the first black president of the country, of the United States, that he would have done this in his first term a long time ago. But I guess not. I see Ryan on Skype, so let me add him. So, yep, like I can bear share this, for those of you not banned on Twitter. Yeah, I'm surprised. I've tweeted so much, stuff in the past that I should be banned, but, anyway. Okay, accept. Okay, what the hell? Okay, this is weird. I accepted it. It's saying that he's pending, time request. Okay. Okay, so let's bring in our guest Ryan Marhoeffer, and let's see how this goes. Hopefully it goes well. Ended. No answer. Okay. Oh, of course, one dislike from the dirt people. Oh, also, hello, John, Neri. Also, I have a message. Show your face based. Show your face based. Yeah, that should be the new hashtag for the show. Show your face based. Okay. I'll retry live. Okay, this is weird. Skype is not wanting to respond. Let me close Skype down and restart the program. So, I know dead air. I will address. Well, I might not. I will address some of the stuff with the Bears in another podcast because people have been asking me about that. So. Alright, let's restart Skype and see what we can do here. I hate this because we have like 12 viewers right now, and right now Skype is it's being like a crazy ex-girlfriend. Yeah, Skype is basically being like a crazy girlfriend right now. It's you never loved me, but okay, you never loved me. I love you, but I won't work for you. Yeah, that's what Skype is doing right now. Clipsby, someone definitely hacked Skype. Okay, interesting. Ryan's trying to call me, and it's giving him the same thing. Well, who does? Who runs? I mean, I know that Microsoft owns Skype, right? This is okay. Yeah, the globalists are definitely trying to silence us here. This is entertaining. You didn't think you would okay. Oh, I guess okay, Ryan says that There's a Skype update that needs to be downloaded. Let's see. Okay, no updates available for mine. Okay, he's updating his. Let me take this opportunity to to actually go on to the watch page. Okay. Oh, there Ryan is.
Can you see me?
All right. I can. Hey Ryan, I can hear you. I can't.
Oh wait.
I can't see you though.
How about now?
Okay. Excellent.
Hey, here we go.
And we're live.
How's it going?
Ladies and gentlemen, the great and powerful Ryan Marhoeffer joins us live from California after beating the Skype bots. So.
Yep, it was a tough battle.
I thought maybe the globalists had blocked your Skype connection or something like that.
You would have been probably right.
Anyway, my friend, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well today. How about you? You're looking pretty sharp.
Good, thank you. Yeah, this blazer is one I wore when I took the photo for my podcast art, and someone recommended that I actually start wearing this on air. So anyway, though, the last time I had you on, you were the first time I had you on was in February, and which is hard to believe because it doesn't seem that long ago.
Yeah.
And at the time, you your article on Trump had been blocked from your school newspaper, and has that been resolved since then?
Yes, I finally got it published.
Okay, good. So,
and after it got published, I found that they had purposely misspelled words and they changed different things in my article, and so I had to keep going back to my article and making sure they hadn't changed anything else to try to make me look bad. It's very petty, very tricky stuff.
So, and have you been able to publish any articles since then? So,
I was going to try to publish one right during finals, but I was just too busy, so I couldn't do it. But I think I'm gonna work on some articles over the summer and just have a few ready at the beginning of the year to really come at them with.
Yeah, excellent. I'm thinking of starting a chapter of the College Republicans on my campus. So,
nice.
By the way, speaking of the California College Republicans, I saw that Ariana Rollins basically beat everybody in the Game of Thrones over there, and she's now pretty much running the place as far as is that accurate, or what happened with that whole thing?
Yeah, Ariana Rollins is really interesting. I just hung out with her the other day, actually. It's like nobody really likes her, but she runs the whole show anyways, so it's funny. Nobody really likes her in California. No. Well, UCI people love her, but there seems to be a lot of drama going on.
She was a great guest. I had her on my old podcast 2 years ago. So yeah, she's definitely she's ruthless. I'll give her that. But in California you have to be so.
Exactly. No, yeah. I was at the College Republicans convention in Santa Barbara, and she got reelected as chairman. And that was a tough fight, but she won. She brought Milo Yiannopoulos as a guest speaker.
Well, of course, she and Milo go way back.
Yeah.
So,
it's pretty cool.
Speaking of Milo, you're friends with Milo yourself. I saw that you two recently got together.
That was in Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Not in the homosexual way, folks. Ryan's white, so that wouldn't,
yeah, he wouldn't be into me, unfortunately.
Yeah. So
yeah, but he's a really cool dude, though. for sure.
Yeah. I guess though he's on hiatus from his podcast. To
Oh,
me,
is he?
yeah, I don't know. It seems like his business is. I mean, these are all rumors, but I've heard that his business is like having some trouble. Like I guess he.
No, that's what I've heard too.
Yeah, he laid off. I guess he laid off or fired
Hmm.
Matthew Party. No one really knows what's going on. So, but
Yeah. No, yeah, when he was talking at the College Republican Convention, he was explaining how he's between billionaires right now. Because, like he needs some really wealthy funder behind him who doesn't mind giving him large amounts of money every year to help promote Milo Yiannopoulos and like keep his business running and everything. But the billionaire who was funding Milo, he was like a really old guy and he died. And then there was a really young billionaire, like 30 years old or something, and then he died.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know if he's ever gonna find another one.
Well, I mean that's the whole problem is finding conservative investors,
Hmm.
especially in California, is it's a big problem.
Yeah, yeah,
So
for sure.
anyway, speaking of crazy California, I guess Stormy Daniels got the key to the city of
Uh-huh.
so what do you think of that? I gotta give Trump credit. He sure knows how to put people back to work, including
I know, for
ex
real.
porn stars. So.
Uh-huh. No, yeah, anybody who comes out to bash Trump is really just reigniting their career. But yeah, it's funny. It's funny how the left glorifies Stormy Daniels, and yet they completely ruined Monica Lewinsky's life.
But now Monica is their. I guess she's also their poster child now, which is amusing.
Uh-huh.
They brought her back out to bash Trump. That's the amusing thing.
Uh-huh.
Um, so
And she has some memory loss for sure.
oh
'Cause
yeah,
it was the Democrats who completely vilified her and slandered her.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did that with Clarence Thomas
Yep.
too, and whatnot. So
Yeah, it's their playbook. It's just the art of personal destruction,
yeah,
personal assassination. Yeah.
yeah. Character
Yeah,
assassination.
that's what it's called, character assassination. Uh-huh.
Do but overall, do you think things are getting better in America? I mean, we're right in the middle of year two for Trump, and
Hmm.
I right before you came on, I was talking about the first black heavyweight champion that Trump pardoned symbolically, and
Yeah.
the left doesn't want to give him any credit for that whatsoever. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know, man. Part of me, I mean, Trump is doing a lot of good. I just feel like all the social justice warriors, they're still out there, and I feel like, as Joe Rogan said on his podcast not too long ago, we've become so tribal that it's becoming a big problem.
No, yeah, I agree with that. But I do think America's getting better
Yeah.
versus a year or 2 years ago or 5 years ago,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure. Uh-huh.
definitely. So
Yeah. I just saw a Vice interview of a transgender comedian, and she was he to she, and she was saying, like, uh, society should not be allowed to tell comedians what topics are they're allowed to talk about and what topics are off limits. So it's like I feel like even LGBT people are coming around and saying, like, whoa, this authoritarian stuff, it doesn't work in our favor.
look at it this way. We got Kanye West to go MAGA. I,
Hmm.
I never thought I would have seen that happen in
It was amazing.
in, in my lifetime, and I've got to, with all due respect to Tommy Lahren, I've got to disagree with her. She was she was saying it's not real and that Kanye West isn't a real conservative, and I think coming from her, that's a bit rich, considering that half of the
She's
people,
pro-abortion and everything.
so,
Yeah.
which I still think she should be allowed in the conservative movement too, but
I'm not the biggest Tommy Lahren fan, though.
okay,
Like, I don't know a single liberal who actually listens to her. Everyone is just like, oh, Tommy Lahren, that angry girl on Facebook.
yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of conservative hosts. Not everyone, but like the thing that I like about Crowder and Shapiro is, and I hate to do this, but I'll include myself in this category too. Is liberals? Well, I feel like liberals are more open to listening to those types of commentators as opposed to say the Tommy Lahrens.
I just think everybody is more comfortable with listening to people who don't take themselves so seriously.
Yeah. Would you say that you're more of a conservative or more of like a libertarian or a conservatarian hybrid?
Like a conservatarian. I would be libertarian, but they want open borders. They want weak military. They're pro-abortion and that stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely not for. So I would say, but I'm for things like gay marriage, legalization of weed, as long as the states decide. And things like that, I'm all for.
Yeah, I mean, the marijuana thing is such a sticky situation because I'm for it, but I think it needs to be legalized federally because I think I told you this the first time we talked, but I'm originally from Colorado, born and raised before I moved out here to Florida, and I guess I moved just a few months before it actually became legalized. Like it passed, but it hadn't been enacted yet. And, over the past couple of years, I mean, I've been back there visiting, and from what all my friends have told me and from what I've seen, like everyone wants to move there just because of pot legalization now, and it's as a result everything has skyrocketed there, and everyone wants to live there, but no one can afford to anymore just because of inflation and
it's interesting.
Whereas, like, I feel like if they were to federally legalize it, like Roger Stone wants to do, I guess, that would kind of burst the bubble and that Colorado has, and might make things a little more affordable again. Anyway,
yeah, that is interesting. That's an interest. But I feel like the expensive houses aren't getting more expensive. Only like the cheap housing is getting more expensive.
Yeah, well,
if it's a bunch of stoners coming over.
Yeah, well, now, like an average middle class home in Denver is now like $500,000.
Yeah.
So
it's like California.
Yeah, unfortunately, Colorado is becoming a lot like California, which That's the other thing, dude, I wanted to talk to you about was I keep getting all these Facebook group invites for Divide California or something. Like I guess there's been this big push for
it's something called New California or something like that. And it's basically they want to divide California to where the conservative parts of California become a different state.
Do you? That's kind of what I've read. I mean, does that any of that really make sense to you, or to me I'm kind of what does that really accomplish?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I feel like you're almost running away from your problems by just creating a new state within a state instead of actually just saying, "Hey, let's work hard on California. Let's stick through this for the long term and let's actually make a difference." You
Yeah.
know?
Well, I mean, in granted, people always say, well, oh, well, L.A. and San Francisco, those are big liberal hotbeds, and it's like, well,
Hmm.
you know, those are going to be big liberal hotbeds anyway. And rather than
Yeah.
just trying to succeed, why not try and change the culture of
Yeah, exactly.
those
That's what I'm
places?
thinking too.
So,
Hmm.
um, I mean, I mean, Hollywood. I definitely think Hollywood is going to have to change some of their stuff, especially with all the scandals that they've been involved in lately
Uh-huh.
with the whole Harvey Weinstein thing.
Yeah.
So
They're just gonna have to be more secretive.
yeah, so
Yeah. I don't know. It's a funny deal with Hollywood. It turns out that really whatever the left accuses Republicans of being, the left is guilty of it. So like rampant sexual assault,
yeah,
that's Hollywood. Rampant racism, that's the left. Rigging elections, that's the left. Working with Russia, it's actually the left.
yeah,
Being pro-war is actually the left.
yeah. Well, and some neocons too. So.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Um, So, I mean, do you think California has any chance of going red in the next election? I know. When do you guys elect
People
governor?
say maybe it's in November. So it's the primaries right now for the governor, and then the top two candidates run against each other in November.
Is there anyone like really promising right now? I keep getting.
So John Cox was endorsed by Trump for the Republican candidate, although Travis Allen is way better. John Cox didn't even vote for Trump, and John Cox is against the wall and all that. And I think he's also pro-abortion. Um, but so I feel like somebody just told Trump to endorse John Cox, and Trump was like, "Okay, whatever." But Trump sort of screwed over California because the really gay candidate is now screwed,
And
which
who-
is
and
oh,
who would that be?
Travis Allen.
Okay.
Travis Allen is a really good Republican.
So so you're a Travis Allen guy then. So
For sure. Most Republicans are. Everyone in the Republican Party who like actually works for the party, they all love Travis Allen because they know Travis Allen is the real deal and John Cox is kind of a fraud.
would 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 you still vote for Cox? Like, is Brown running for re-election again? Or?
No, no, no. It's a new guy called Newsom, I think, or
Oh,
Newman.
oh,
I forget.
is
Yeah, yeah.
is Gavin new?
Yes, Gavin Newsom. And he's probably gonna win. I
Well,
feel like I
well,
feel like I'd rather vote for the Democrat in this race actually because when you think of back to like the 2012 election, you had Mitt Romney who was pro banning assault rifles, he was pro Obamacare, he was pro abortion, and all these different things. He pretty much was a Democrat who was also Mormon.
uh-huh.
And but because he lost, we got Trump the next election, and now we're better off than we could have ever been. And so I feel like we shouldn't vote for the Mitt Romney in California. We should just let the Obama win, let him do his damage, and then let the Trump come in and make California great again.
I think Joe Rogan should run for governor of
I think he
California.
should too. That
Of
guy
California.
knows his stuff, and he's super fair, actually.
So yeah. So
Uh-huh. No, no, no. I love Joe Rogan. Yeah, he's great.
although we wouldn't have the Joe Rogan experience anymore. But hey, then you could take it over
Yeah, uh-huh. I know he's got a whole studio and everything now.
Yeah, did you see that interview that he did with I know you're a classic rock guy like I am.
Uh-huh.
Did you see the interview that he did with Steven Tyler, I think it was last
No, I
week?
saw he did the interview, but I haven't listened to it yet.
It's
How was it?
it's great. I mean, I was never like a huge Aerosmith fan, but
Uh,
man, Steven Tyler is definitely an interesting
for
dude.
sure.
So
Yeah, yeah. No, old Aerosmith music from like the 70s. Amazing.
yeah, yeah. Let's talk about rock and whatnot, since this is it's a political slash pop culture class
Uh-huh.
podcast. What do you think of you're a big Led Zeppelin fan.
Yeah, my favorite band of all time.
Okay, yeah. I would say mine is The Who, but
All right, fair
yeah.
enough.
But Led Zeppelin is like number three. But yeah. Old Aerosmith is good. They did have a period where they were where they were just writing ballads and whatnot endlessly.
Yeah.
And then once Love in an Elevator came out, that was kind of, I feel like that was when they had their big kind of comeback. So
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
now they're not really doing anything. So
Yeah, I feel like they're not in the best of health anymore.
well,
Although Rolling Stones are still touring, so I don't know why Aerosmith isn't there.
the Rolling Stones are never gonna die.
They're never gonna die. Yeah, exactly. They're
So
crazy.
they're probably Keith and Mick are probably gonna outlive us at this rate. Despite
No, yeah. The guitarist was talking about for Rolling Stones. Is that Keith Richards or Keith
yeah
Moon?
Keith
Come on,
yeah
mixed up.
Keith
Wait, is
Richards.
Keith Moon the guy from the Who?
Keith Moon is the
Okay.
drummer from the Who. He's been dead for
No,
30
yeah,
years.
Keith Richards. I guess that's how you survive.
I think Milo said something similar, like that's how he survived his coke days when he used to do coke.
No. I've heard about that too. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, conservatives are the new rock stars. So, but
Yeah. No, yeah. That's one article I'm gonna be writing is sorry Democrats, you aren't cool anymore.
really. So
Yeah.
really, what's your whole take on how conservatives have kind of? Is it because, to me, it feels like we're finally starting to take over like underground culture.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's kind of your whole thesis on that then? Just give me a little
No.
just give me a little breakdown.
I mean, well, there's blocking speech is probably the biggest thing of making your party or your ideology uncool. Because if you tell someone to not look at something or to not say something, what's the first thing that person wants to do? They want to look at that thing
Yeah.
or they want to say that thing. And the left is becoming super authoritarian, trying to force people to do things that they don't want. And there's nothing more uncool than that. And then, like their promotion of feminists, their demonization of masculine men, even though they're like, oh, these school shooters, it's all toxic masculinity. You look at these boys, they're all the most emasculated boys at the school. It's like they were told to not be natural boys for
Right.
so long, and they were put on so much medication, and they all grew up without fathers. They were told how bad it is to be a male, and then they finally just snapped. And then like the left promotes obesity, even though it's a huge cause of death in America. It's like the fourth highest or something like that cause
Yeah.
of death. And it's also a huge price for taxpayers and different things like that. I have a whole list. I don't remember all of them.
Although I guess we finally fell in second for obesity. Mexico is in first.
Oh, wow.
So which Dennis Miller has a new bit about that. He says that instead of like a wall, we should just do we should just do like an endless buffet line leading back to Mexico. So
yeah, that's pretty funny.
They can come in here, get their appetizers, then circle around through through the belt, maybe get like their main course, and then once dessert comes around, they'll be back in Mexico. It'll be great. So could be expensive though. So
true.
But
I mean, if they're all fat, we only need like a 6-foot high wall then.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the interesting thing. You mentioned the school shooting thing about. So I was looking at when you and I had our last show, and it's interesting because I think a week after I had you on the show, that was when everybody's favorite social justice rollerblading king, David Hogg, started popping up, and here's my whole theory, and you're welcome to use this for your article, but my theory is now that the conservative youth has taken over kind of the counterculture, the left is trying to replicate that with kind of the whole like March for Our Lives or whatever they're calling that movement now. It's gone through so many names. Hogg keeps changing it because he needs like more Twitter followers.
Yeah,
but
I guess he's writing a book or something now.
Yeah, although, it'll be in the bargain book section before
I know. It's like Fire and Fury and What Happened.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right next to he'll be in the bargain bin section right next to Hillary Clinton. Here's the thing: he doesn't even have enough life experience to write like an autobiography or anything like that. Like,
he probably thinks he does though.
I mean, I'm only 23, and I wouldn't even say I have enough life experience to write a book. But yeah, but I guess Kyle Khrushchev, like he's like the valedictorian, and now David Hogg wants to boycott graduation, which is fine.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, and I say a lot of them, if they want to miss their own graduation, it's like, if I were the principal, I would say, okay, like, you're going to miss your own graduation, but like, that's not going to be a problem. So, so
yeah, I saw Kyle was tweeting about it, and he goes, "It's fine if they boycott. More cake for me."
Absolutely. So, so have there been any more interesting news in terms of Chapman or any of the college Republicans in California that I should know about? Any eventful things happen? So,
not too much. I ran into the president of my university at a Republican awards ceremony, which was pretty cool. I just found out how hardcore of a conservative he is, even though on campus he's very hush-hush about it. Like, liberal students think our president is a liberal because he's from Italy, because he's an immigrant, but he's a hardcore Republican.
That's funny. That's funny. Most of the Italians, we have a couple. We have a couple of them here in Florida in my neighborhood. They're all conservatives. So, and same with all the Cubans here. Like every single Cuban. Well, I mean, look at Ariana. She's half Cuban, half Dutch. So,
Yeah.
so
Uh,
case in point.
yeah. Yeah, she's a cool mix. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, yeah, there actually are a lot of immigrants who are Republican, and it mystifies liberals because they're like, you're just all supposed to be liberal. What the heck?
yeah. Well, same with Ben Carson. So they
Yeah, yeah.
which he was the guy who I was going for back in the election, back when we had like 16 candidates or
Uh-huh.
whatever. But he literally said nothing. So
Yeah. Yeah, Ben Carson. Yeah, I mean, he was good, but I feel like Trump is better. But there was I had a friend going to a Christian university by Santa Barbara. I think it's called Vanderbilt. I'm not sure.
oh
Or
yeah,
maybe it's Westmont. I don't. Wait here. Let me see real quick.
oh yeah. I think it's Vanderbilt. So
Uh, I don't know. It's a private Christian university by Santa Barbara. Anyways, he was there during election time, and he's like a big bodybuilder guy. So he's someone who people don't mess with, and he's walking around campus during nighttime, and he sees this black kid wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat, and then there were like these Hispanic kids who came up to him and started beating him up. It was like three people beating up this black kid wearing a Trump hat. And then my bodybuilder friend grabs them all, throws them off, and saves this kid. But it was like, holy cow! Like, if you're white and you wear a Trump hat, like that's one thing. People are gonna hate you for it, but they're like, yeah, that's expected. All these people are racist. Da 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 da. If a minority person wears a Trump hat or a gay person wears a Trump hat, it's a
yeah,
death sentence for them.
yeah. It really is. So
Uh-huh.
well, I mean, look at what happened with that. Look at what happened after the election with that with those kids skinning that guy with I think it was Down syndrome. I mean, he wasn't even like a Trump supporter. He was just perceived as a Trump supporter, and yet Black Lives Matter. They almost beat him to death, and then put on Facebook Live too. So
Oh yeah, I remember that story. It's funny how everybody quickly forgot about it.
yeah, well, and like I said with Trump and pardoning this black boxer. I mean, what was funny was the the New York the New York Times. They basically like had to run an article like admitting that Trump wasn't a racist, and that like Obama had the chance to do this, but he never
Mm-hmm.
took it up. And but they just ran that for a day, and then whereas like if Obama had done that, like we'd still be hearing about it like 3 weeks from now. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, the media has really turned into. I feel like being a journalist is such an unfulfilling job because you're just talking about what important people are doing. Like, I don't get how you can gain satisfaction from that. And so the way they gain satisfaction is by trying to influence their audience and change their opinions to be in line with journalists' opinions. I feel like that's where they get their fulfillment in life.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's certainly the case. I mean, journalism now as like a profession and as a degree is like such a joke now. I mean,
Uh,
if you want true journalism, I mean, all you really need is like a laptop and
no,
well,
yeah.
not even that. All you need is like a phone now, even, and
Uh-huh.
you know, you can stream video. You can, I mean, even even us doing this podcast, and heck, I have friends who do like YouTube live streams every morning. It's amazing just what you can do just with like YouTube and Facebook and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Oh yeah, Andrew Breitbart talked about how every citizen is now a journalist.
Yeah, so why?
Huh.
So why go to journalism school? And that I think that's why I think though too. I mean, it's been great for us, but I think now that the left has really realized it, that's why they're pushing more censorship of conservative websites and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, is because they all I think they've kind of realized the inevitable of the fact that we're all journalists, but because they paid 60,000 for their worthless degrees, they want
Yeah.
they want to close it down basically so that they still have worth. So
Uh-huh.
um
No, that's what it's all about, really. Yeah.
so yeah.
But if you look at, honestly, the most successful journalists or podcasters or anything like that, like Joe Rogan, the most famous podcaster, most successful,
Yeah.
didn't go to school for journalism. Andrew Breitbart, Sean Hannity didn't go to school for journalism. But
I
if you
don't
look at
I
But
don't
if you
think
look at people like Rachel Maddow or Anderson Cooper, they grew up super rich,
yeah.
went to Ivy League schools, and now their shows are kind of failing. Anderson Cooper's is failing. Rachel Maddow is still doing pretty well.
I I was I was talking to my last guest 2 weeks ago,
Uh,
John Neary about this. He's a big YouTuber. He's actually watching right now on the stream.
oh, hi, John.
So go and check out his YouTube channel as well. I highly recommend it. But anyway, he and I were talking, and he doesn't even have television now. I mean, there's so much that you can just get from streaming
For
and
sure.
Netflix and
Yeah.
YouTube and so I mean even college, in terms of actually learning stuff is it's kind of worthless now even by that. So
No, yeah. Well, the only place I go to news now is Drudge Report
yeah.
and maybe sometimes Breitbart. And I go to Fox News for if I want entertainment. And then I go to CNN and MSNBC just to see what the other perspectives are.
Yeah, I mean, you do kind of have to go to some of those to CNN and NBC
Uh-huh.
sometimes. So, I mean, I like Breitbart, but I do feel since Breitbart died, they're not necessarily I mean, that was where I used to go for news all the time because they were pretty good at
Uh-huh.
fact checking everything. But I mean now, and I mean they still. It basically depends on who's writing over there. But I mean, yeah, you definitely have to, look at multiple sources. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah. I know, Breitbart died way too young.
yeah, Breitbart died way too young, but you know, and there are conspiracies that he was assassinated. But I mean, I've talked to
Uh-huh.
people,
No,
and
I remember you telling me you had Ben Shapiro on the show, and Ben Shapiro said he didn't believe it was foul play.
no, what Shapiro said. I'm gonna have to upload this to my new YouTube channel. It's on my old one, but Shapiro said that I guess Breitbart was adopted, and because he was adopted, and because he had a congenital heart defect that no one knew about,
Uh-huh.
and I guess the stress of his job,
That makes sense. Yeah.
which I'm beginning to think that Twitter might have killed Breitbart indirectly because sometimes
Yeah, he was always on it.
yeah, well, and then when you get trolls nonstop, just attacking you, it can get maddening sometimes.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah,
Yeah. No, I remember reading his book called Righteous Indignation, which is a super good book, one of my favorites of all time.
It's
And
I still recommend it to people. I mean, it's outdated in terms of like some of the references they use for like, Blogger and whatnot. Like
yeah.
I don't think anyone actually uses Blogger anymore. But
No, but his message is still
yeah,
extremely relevant. Yeah.
and
But he writes in the book about like how he was in Palm Springs with his family, and there was like a guy tweeting about how he saw Breitbart in Palm Springs with his family and stuff like that. It's like I wouldn't want people just tweeting my whereabouts all the time.
well that's why you make sure that you like I don't know, you wear like a baseball cap or something
Yeah.
to kind of, I mean, I'm not even that famous. Like I only have like 1,000 followers on Twitter. I'm still nobody, and yet someone actually came up to me and asked me, are you Sam Whitfield? And I actually I didn't know who they were, and I'm like,
That's pretty cool.
well, I kind of had so I just said no. So I feel like that's what you have to do too sometimes, depending on the situation. So
Yeah, I get recognized at my school, but besides that, I'm not recognized at all.
yeah, same here. So yeah, I feel like some individuals like like our friend are. So
Yeah, as long as you don't take yourself too seriously and you realize that it's gonna pass. Like Owen Benjamin.
Oh yeah. So you've been following my
No, I just saw that like today or yesterday or something like that. I didn't even know who he was, but I was looking him up and I was like, this guy's kind of dumb, actually.
Yeah, well, let me just say it this way. I've had some let's just say I've had some problems with Mr. Benjamin, and now his cult of unbearables have attacked me. So, but yeah.
Well, that's okay. They're only getting you more publicity.
Well, yeah, except these are quote unquote conservatives that I'm having. See, that's the other thing is I feel like I'm spending the vast majority of my time now fighting other.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, I wasn't even going to bring up the Owen Benjamin thing because that's what I've been fighting with these past few weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean I don't know. I guess so here's the deal with me. I guess some of his fans are upset because I tweeted at Rogan and at Ben Shapiro that I don't think him making fun of a disabled person, and I'm in a wheelchair myself, so I did not find his slam funny. But I don't hate him, but I think someone needs to have a sit down discussion with him and just say look, man, what are you doing? So
yeah. I have no problem with a conservative making fun of like obese people, something which is a choice for the vast majority of people. But if you're making fun of someone for something they can't control and something which isn't even a bad thing, I just think those people shouldn't be representing the conservative movement at all.
Well, I mean, even with obese people though, I mean, I wouldn't just go up and make fun of them, but if they if they were and if they were just provoking me or something like that, and they were making jokes about me being super skinny, then that would be the retort I have. But yeah, the problem with people like Owen Benjamin and the kind of the free speech absolutists is they do this thing where they say the most outlandish shit, and then they say, oh well, free speech, bro. that's
Yeah, I mean, even Milo is supposed to be like the most the provocateur of the conservative movement, and he would even say something like that.
yeah, and yeah, I thought I thought Rogan, I think Rogan and Shapiro have like the best take on the free speech thing. Just because you have the freedom to say anything
Uh-huh.
that you want to doesn't necessarily mean you should. So,
No, exactly.
so, but
Uh,
yeah. Uh, and by the way, most of my viewers are actually ex Owen Benjamin fans now watching.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah,
Uh,
you're kind of speaking to my people, quote unquote.
well, I think
So,
he made the right choice converting.
but yeah, I mean Owen's Owen's a good guy. Or I
Uh-huh.
mean, let me put it this way. I would like to think he's a good guy, but he's said so much outlandish stuff, and he's personally attacked some people I know that it's just,
Uh-huh.
yeah, we don't, we need conservatives, but we don't need conservatives who are going to slander the message
Yeah.
of the movement, especially when we've had to
No, yeah. No, yeah. Ronald Reagan said the 11th commandment was don't speak poorly of other Republicans,
right. So,
especially
um,
especially people like you who are not rhinos or conservatives in any way.
yeah. So. Uh, any other topics? How are you good for time?
Yeah, yeah. I've got enough time. I'm free until it's like 10:30 p.m.
Okay, okay. Are you willing to do a long form thing like Joe Rogan? So
Sure.
I've I've now that we're kind of in the throes of summer, I've started doing long form podcasts, and I find that those are the best. And feel free to ask me any
Uh-huh.
questions
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But I guess we also just got kicked off Facebook briefly, but we're back on now. So,
We're just playing
um,
their games again.
yeah, probably that man that's weird too. Is like Facebook starting to. I mean,
Yep.
I don't know what to think of it because apparently there's supposedly supposed to be this massive censorship of conservatives on Facebook, and like I believe that it's happening, but at the same time, like I'm, I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube right now, technically, and streaming this, and I've not gotten any like strikes or bans,
Uh-huh.
but then again, maybe I'm not famous enough, for the YouTube.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I feel like they have bigger fish to fry first.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Well, I guess Instagram is now even playing games with conservatives. Like Donald Trump Jr. is getting shadow banned, and like his videos on Instagram are getting like 7 million impressions, and he's getting 0 followers. It's like if you're getting something that 7 million people see, and not a single person follows you, like what's up with that?
that could be weird. I mean that could be you know definitely on purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
At the same time, I don't I don't know. Could be an algorithmic glitch. Although wait, Instagram is owned by Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
and Trump Jr. actually posted a picture, a screenshot of someone who had searched Donald Trump Jr. on Instagram, and Instagram like popped up a warning and said like this topic may cause you, uh, or like may promote harming yourself and stuff like that.
Yep. Um.
I can find it real quick. So yeah, people just like playing their games.
Yeah, I think though too, like if you're constantly posting like conservative, content, you could also be in trouble. But like, I also think that if you play it smart, like like on Instagram, like I mostly post like food photos or beer, like I post non-political stuff, so I a lot on Instagram. So like with Instagram mostly, I think as long as you have variety, like they can't try and
Yeah.
censor you as much.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, I tend to not post too many political things. I mean, I'll post like a picture with Milo or something, but it's like
oh yeah,
most people don't even know who he is.
so no,
Yeah,
not unless you run in our inner circle.
I
So,
know.
but
Literature professors seem to know all about him though at Chapman.
I
They
know.
all know him and they all hate him. It's funny.
You know, my one of my film professors at my school knows of Milo, and I'm just going to a local community college
Uh-huh.
right now before I transfer to USF, and it's funny. Even this guy knows what Milo he doesn't agree with Milo, but he still said that he'd like to have Milo in at the class at some point to talk about communications. So,
Yeah.
but
No, Milo is an expert at communications, I would think.
yeah,
Here's the post. So a dude looked up Donald Trump Jr. He looked up hashtag Donald Trump Jr. on Instagram, and this was what popped up. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Can you read that?
yeah. Can we help?
Yeah, it basically just says posts with words or tags you're searching for often encourage behavior that can cause harm and even lead to death. If you're going through something difficult, we'd like to help. So basically, some guy searched Donald Trump Jr. and Instagram thought this guy was suicidal or something.
That is almost funny, but like pathetically so.
Yeah.
I don't know what Instagram would think of me because all I do is follow like the numerous babes for Trump accounts and whatnot, and
Uh-huh.
they haven't censored any of those accounts. Curiously enough, although
Oh, that's weird.
I think
I would think they would flag it for like pornography or something, just as an excuse.
please don't give them any ideas. So, but
But then there are going to be a million of modeling accounts that go out of business too if they apply that evenly.
oh yeah, so you know it does work. It does work it does work both ways. So,
Do you know who Brenna Spencer is? She's that blonde East Coast, I think, like Kentucky or something.
I mean,
She,
I don't know her, but
you know of her?
I know of her.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, I think I've seen her on some of those accounts now or something.
I
But
know.
it's amazing how she's gotten so huge just from the left. Like the left made her famous.
Yeah. I actually do know Sarah and Samantha Hagmeyer, the two Trump twins that kind of started the whole thing.
Oh wow.
I had I had Sarah on the podcast at like a year ago. She still had a boyfriend at the time, but so but
What about now?
she's single now, but
Hey,
but
shoot your shot.
but I don't have enough money to go to New Jersey. So although maybe I can find a quick maybe I can find a cheap flight out to New York and then maybe Syracuse or something like that. So,
For sure.
But
You may just have to wait until you're super rich and famous, and then she'll come to you.
please well, my Patreon account needs to more people need to donate to my Patreon account.
Well, you're gonna get banned from Patreon pretty soon.
Probably me and my 5 patrons right now. Yeah, I mean, Patreon is another interesting thing. I just started it, and I mean, not about a month ago, and I've already got like, I had 5, and I think now I'm at 2, but I think people are botting Patreon as well. I'm not sure how that happens, but
Uh-huh.
I guess it does. So,
Yeah. You may just have to find a sponsor like Milo.
that's I need some I need see this is the problem. Milo needs a rich billionaire. I need a rich billionaire. There aren't enough of them. So,
I know, what the heck? There's only so many to go around.
or I need to start a cult following like Owen Benjamin has. So,
I feel like Owen Benjamin is in such a bubble, though. Like, nobody else has heard of him besides his following.
and then his followers then like to attack me now, which, in all seriousness, apologies in advance. They might seriously start spamming your Twitter account for just
That's okay. If you guys want to spam it, go ahead.
so. But now we also have this group called the Danger Zone. Where we do live streaming hangouts. So you're always welcome to come hang out in the DZ if you'd like as well. So
For sure.
you're welcome, Brian. You're welcome, Brian. There I plugged your channel for you as well. So yeah. So so we were talking Led Zeppelin earlier. So
Uh,
what's your favorite Zepp album? Would you say?
oh, Led Zeppelin 2. How about you?
I would say I would either say 2, or I really like Physical Graffiti.
I like that one too a lot, actually. What about The Who?
Obviously who's next? And
What's that album with the birds on the cover? It's like blue. It's got pinball.
Oh, Tommy.
Tommy, that's right.
Yeah,
I really like that one, actually.
yeah, that's the
Uh-huh.
that's the that's the rock opera they did. So, and then
Yeah.
what are your other favorite bands? Would you say?
I really love Pink Floyd, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I've been listening to a lot of old music lately, like Frank Sinatra,
I
Dean Martin, and stuff like that.
love I love Frank Sinatra. So,
Yeah, I've got so much Frank Sinatra. I also just been listening to a lot of B.B. King. I've actually got into blues a lot lately. I just saw Buddy Guy live, which is like the last alive, like still living blues guy.
really, you were able to see him actually, or
Yeah, he actually performed at Chapman.
whoa?
He was in Orange County, or he was in Southern California, and he came down for Jimmy Fallon or something, but he was there a few days earlier or something, so he came to Chapman University.
That's so cool. He was on one of the Foo Fighters. He played on one of the Foo Fighters
Oh wow!
tunes. I think on.
No, yeah, he was crazy. Like he would take a towel and he would like strum his guitar with the towel, and then he like walked out into the crowd and he took a guy's arm and he was holding the guy's arm like this, and he was strumming the guitar with the guy's hand like this, and then with his other hand he was like doing the chords and whatnot, and so he was playing a super good guitar solo, and his pick was basically another dude's hand.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really funny, but it was really good.
Yeah, I would. I've been listening to a lot of Eric Clapton lately. I've also
Oh, I love Eric Clapton. I saw him live too.
really.
Yeah, on his last tours, supposedly.
Can he still play a real?
Oh,
real
he's
live?
crazy good. He's crazy good. And also there was, at the same concert, opening for him was Jimmy Ray Vaughan, Stevie Ray Vaughan's brother, and also Gary Clark Jr.
Really? Can Stevie's brother play?
He's like the exact same.
Wow.
And then for the encore, all three came out together and just blasted it out. And it was crazy good.
Holy shit, that's like a power trio. So
Uh-huh, for sure.
yeah, Stevie's another one that went too soon. So he
Yeah. Didn't he die in like a plane crash or something?
no he died in like a helicopter crash. So
Yeah.
in fact, my high school music teacher was was actually was actually at his final concert, and
Oh, wow.
it was like I forget where it's at now. I might have to look it up, but I think it was somewhere where there were like a lot of hills, and I guess they were I guess my teacher was sitting there like he had like a clear view of that hill, and you know I think it was like in Montana. I'm gonna have to Google this, or
Uh-huh.
it's going to bug me. Let's see if
All right.
Siri actually works tonight. Where did or maybe someone in the chat can. Where was Stevie Ray Vaughan killed?
Stevie Ray Vaughan died in East Troy.
Okay, yeah, okay, but where? East Troy. East Troy doesn't. It doesn't help me. Okay, let's see.
East Troy, Wisconsin.
Yeah. So it was Wisconsin. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was 35 years old.
Yeah. That's crazy. I guess.
Yeah, he spent much of his last days performing with his band Double Trouble as the opening act for Eric Clapton, which is funny because now his brother is opening up for Eric Clapton.
Yeah. Another one I absolutely love is Mark Knopfler. Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits. I would say they're like my number 6 band. So.
Oh, I haven't listened to Dire Straits a lot actually.
Oh, I highly recommend it. Brothers in Arms is a great album if you haven't heard that one. So.
Yeah, I'll look it up for sure.
Yeah. And
what do you think about Muse?
Muse, I haven't heard enough Muse to really have an opinion.
They're like closet conservatives.
Really.
You should listen to all of their albums in order, and you'll really like it. And so their first album is called Showbiz, and then they have like 2 albums after that, and then their albums after that, there's like one called Resistance, and then they have another one called Drones, and they're pretty political. Like they talk about heavily about like 1984 stuff like that, about like just like about the authoritarian nature, about how Europe is becoming one country and how that's bad and different things like that. And yeah, it's just look it up, and it's actually really good music too. I think Muse is the best band today.
You know, Kiss is conservative. So
yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I guess Trump was considering giving Gene Simmons the ambassadorship to Israel, and I must admit
that would have been funny.
I'm kind of disappointed that didn't happen.
Who is the ambassador to Israel now?
I don't know. That's another thing I like about Trump is he did finally name Israel he officially moved the embassy to Jerusalem. So,
yeah. Finally did what was promised. Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing was blown out of proportion with like Palestine and all that stuff. It was crazy how many people at Chapman are like, oh, Palestine, they're getting slaughtered by Israel. I'm like, it's not slaughter if you're trying to hop over someone's borders and invade a country with the intent to kill people.
Right. Yeah.
preventing a slaughter by killing someone is not slaughter. Self-defense.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Someone in the chat was saying that if you like jazz, you should listen to Nina Simone,
I'll make a note.
If you like jazz, so
I do like Miles Davis and all them.
If you
I love some good jazz.
If you like jazz, you should listen to Pat Metheny. He's probably the greatest. He's probably one of the greatest guitarists of all time. So, I mean,
okay.
Up there, I would say up there with Clapton. I saw him last year when he came to St. Pete. So,
you think Clapton's the greatest guitarist of all time?
I would say, and this is just me. I would say Pat Metheny is the great. And once you see him, and once you hear him, you'll. I would say him, Clapton. I mean, it's really hard to say who the greatest is. I would actually say Joe Satriani is pretty good as well. So
yeah.
Eddie Van Halen, I don't know. I love Van Halen, but I feel like EVH is a little overrated now. So
no, yeah, I mean Eddie Van Halen was really like heavily inspired by Jimmy Page, and like the tapping on the guitar and everything.
Oh yeah,
he got that from Jimmy Page. So I feel like if you're gonna say Eddie Van Halen is the best, you gotta say Jimmy Page is the best.
Yeah, Jimmy Page is definitely up there. I don't know. I think.
What about Jimi Hendrix?
I think objectively Hendrix might be the best of all time. So
yeah. Yeah, I would say Hendrix or Page for sure.
So yeah, David Gilmour from Pink Floyd is up there.
Yeah, he's good too. What's your favorite Pink Floyd album?
Favorite Pink Floyd album? Mine would. Everyone says Dark Side, which I mean I love Dark Side, but my favorite album would either have to be Wish You Were Here or The Wall.
The Wall. They're both the other two great albums.
Oh.
No, did you know with The Wall? The very last song on the album syncs up with the first song on the album.
I did actually. So
yeah, I just found that out, and it's actually pretty trippy.
The thing with Pink Floyd is they're one of those bands where you have to listen to their album as one continuous unit. So another great band that
I like that though.
Oh yeah, so do I. That is the one thing is I guess I don't know in this age of digital music whenever I have Apple Music now, so I can pretty much stream everything, but for the most part I just add albums in their entirety mostly.
That's what I do too.
Even when I buy music, probably. Another great band who I've loved since high school is The Police. So yes.
Oh, my dad loves The Police.
My dad's best friend's brother works for Sting.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool then. Yeah, Sting doesn't seem to be up to a lot lately. I know he lives in New York somewhere.
Sting, I think. He just put out a reggae album, I think.
Oh wow!
With
The Police were always kind of like reggae-esque.
Yeah, my dad's met Sting a couple times. My dad had dinner with The Police when he was in high school back in.
Oh wow! How do you finesse that?
Well, this was back in 1978 when no one knew who they were.
Oh wow!
Who they were? I guess they were playing a club in Denver, and no one knew who they were. And my dad's best friend's brother was like a senior in high school at the time, and my dad and his friend, I think they were like sophomores, and all of a sudden my dad's friend's brother, Danny, comes home with these, British guys, and they all have dinner, and next thing you know, this band is selling out, stadiums, and
That's crazy.
in like 2 short years. So
Yeah.
yeah, my dad went and saw the reunion tour, and that was great. I wish they did a second reunion tour, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. So
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to see a Led Zeppelin reunion tour.
I want to see a Led Zeppelin reunion tour as well. My only concern with that is I feel like the ticket price of that would be,
Oh yeah, it'd be like $500.
yeah. So
I'd pay it though to see Led Zeppelin live.
yeah, my mom would. That's her all time favorite band, and I would buy like the live album of all that
For sure.
and whatnot. So yeah, Rush is another great band. I'm sad that they finally disbanded after 40 years. So
Yeah.
I've said that they're one of the few good things Canada has given us.
For real. So what are some of your favorite modern groups?
I would say probably the Foo Fighters, if they're still considered modern. I really like John Mayer. I think he's a douche in real life, but hey, he can really make he can make good music. So I recently discovered there's this new band that sounds like Led Zeppelin called Greta Van Fleet.
Greta Van Fleet, yeah.
I think is their name, and
No, they're pretty good.
yeah,
This guy like totally copies Robert Plant's voice. So.
I don't think that's on purpose though. I think he's if you've ever heard interviews with him, he sounds like he's when he talks he sounds like a young Steven Tyler. And,
okay.
And then when he sings,
yeah, I saw an interview with Robert Plant, and he was asked about the singer of Greta Van Fleet, and Robert Plant was like, "Yeah." Robert Plant was like, "Yeah, he copied my voice."
but he didn't seem to mind it. I know that I think Greta Van Fleet is like the only Led Zeppelin copy band that Plant actually likes, which is huge. I would also say Gary Clark Jr. is he's
Sure.
he's really talented. So I don't know what about you in terms of modern?
So yeah, it's kind of a struggle to find good modern music, but I would say Muse for sure. Then like Cage the Elephant. Some of their albums are good. Red Hot Chili Peppers is garbage now.
Yeah.
There's this band called Royal Blood. Jimmy Page actually really likes them. It's just a bassist and a drummer. Listen to their first album though, and it's really good. And then trying to think of what else. Gosh, there's really not a lot of good music these days.
I really like I really like one of our viewers, Jolly, turned me on to this group. I'm actually having to look on my phone for this right now. I think they're called the band of Heathens. They're kind of like I would say they're more like like an Allman Brothers
Okay.
band. So,
I'll write this one down too.
yeah, they're good. I've been listening to a lot of.
Oh, Wolfman is pretty good.
Oh yeah, um, they're great as well. I've been listening to I've been listening to a lot of old Soundgarden albums. So.
No, yeah, Soundgarden is really good. You like Audio Slave?
I love Audio Slave. So.
Audio Slave.
I was sad though, man. This past week was like the 1 year anniversary of
How was
when
it?
yeah, man. Yeah, I was reading his widow is contesting now that wasn't a suicide, that he was overdosed. So
No, his medication definitely screwed with him one way or another.
yeah, it wasn't a direct suicide. So
Yeah, and the last song he ever performed was "In My Time of Dying" by Led Zeppelin.
whoa, that's I just got chills when you said that. That's kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah, and "In My Time of Dying" is basically a song. Well, it's like an old gospel song that Led Zeppelin covered, but
Yeah.
like the way they cover it, it's like basically about how Robert Plant and like the whole band is like rock stars and they've never really done anything good, but they haven't really hurt anyone, and they hope they can go to heaven.
yeah. So well, that's yeah. I mean that's most rock and roll bands. I would
Yeah.
that's most people in general. I would say though too. So
Uh huh. Yeah.
I mean yeah. That's just what's weird to me is how Soundgarden was into grunge, and the guy from Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't he recently die, or no? There was
I'm not sure.
There was him.
But I know Chris Cornell like started the entire grunge movement almost. Like he helped start Alice in Chains.
yeah.
He helped start some other bands too. I think he may have helped Nirvana. I'm not sure. But like he was really influential.
But there's like
He helped start Pearl Jam.
there was him and Kurt Cobain. Both of them died,
Uh-huh.
and then there was basically my point being is like there have been a whole bunch of grunge lead singers who have all passed away within like 20 years of each other. It's been like it's like kind of weird. So it's
Yeah, but I mean everyone in Seattle, especially in the music scene, was taking heroin. So I mean it's
yeah.
like it's sad, but it's not surprising for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's not. Well, I mean, Seattle just kind of has like depressing, rainy vibe though.
Yeah.
That's
for sure.
That's why it was so good for the start of grunge there.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Yeah, I have family in Washington, and I don't know how they can live there. It's a horrible state.
Well, I don't. Well, I mean, obviously, I know how you can live in California. The question is, how can you afford to live in California? That's what.
Well, it's easy. I live in my parents' house.
Well, yeah, right now, but once you graduate, do you think you're gonna stay in California or move or?
I think I'll stay in California, honestly. I'd rather just stay here and stick it out than move. Because like all my friends are here, all my job opportunities are here, my family's here, the weather's good. So yeah, honestly, I think I'll stay.
Yeah, I mean.
How about you?
Well, I mean, I moved from Colorado when I was 18. I mean, I like it. I like it here in Florida, so I'll probably stay. If I did, let me put it this way. I'm hoping if someone wanted, if like the Daily Wire wanted to hire me, hint Mr. Shapiro, I would move. I would move out to California in a heartbeat. Or if
You should.
or if Podcast One wanted to pick up this podcast and move me out to Westwood,
That'd be awesome.
And move me out to Westwood, I would easily move out there. But Jerry Brown and the left are running things. I think it would be too expensive. So
it is expensive, but it's like everyone's paying outrageous prices, so you don't feel so bad.
That's kind of the thing is everyone is suffering. So
I mean, if you think just housing, just generally in California is expensive, you should see how much housing is in San Francisco.
Oh, I know.
It is a monstrosity.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think at this point, LA is cheaper than San Fran.
I think it is too.
So
yeah, it's ridiculous.
So yeah, I mean, the good thing about Florida here is no state income tax. So
yeah, that's huge. No, yeah, what I was actually thinking about doing is like buy a house or an apartment or something in Nevada and put my residence as a Nevada citizen or a Nevada resident, and then I live in California for the majority of the time. So that way I get Nevada taxes, but my job, my business, my life can still be in California.
Yeah, I don't know if I could, what I would really like to do is own property in Colorado, California, and Florida. Probably in New York to someone. Like I said,
This sounds like some Trump level plans.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's a good idea. I would love to have a flat in New York too. I feel like just like living in New York for like a week every once in a while would be awesome. Just to like go be part of that culture, live in a high rise so you can like look over the entire city and everything. I feel like that'd be really cool.
Well, the thing is I know every single conservative in New York, like literally all six.
All three of them?
Well, there are more. There are 6 of them. So. So, I don't know. I would probably live in upstate and just commute into the city.
That makes sense. I think it'd be really cool to live in Manhattan, though.
Yeah, it would be. Although I guess once you talk to native New Yorkers, they're like, yeah, Manhattan is kind of overrated. But I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
I've heard the same thing about LA though too from native Californians. So.
No, yeah, I feel like nobody actually lives in LA. Everybody lives in like the suburbs of LA now.
Yeah. Well, I know Corolla lives in Glendale. I think, right?
Oh, does he? I know Shapiro lives in LA too. I think Shapiro lives in Beverly Hills or something. Actually, same with Prager.
Yeah. Didn't you tell me you met Adam Carolla at one point?
I did meet him. I met him and Milo at the same time. They were doing like a radio podcast type thing together.
Yeah. So you met Prager too.
I met who?
So you met Prager too.
No, I didn't meet Prager. Prager wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Carolla, Milo, and like one other person. But I didn't care about that other person. I don't even remember who that was. But I got pictures with Corolla and let me see. I wonder if I have the pictures.
That's
I don't know.
That's why I'm so amused partially that you would vote for Gavin Newsom over the other Republican, because one of the most hilarious podcast rants I've ever heard is Adam Carolla just going off on how much he hates Gavin Newsom.
I know, but I feel like if California just becomes a little bit more of a shithole, everyone's gonna go right. You know,
Really, you think? Well, you think
California 30 years ago was all Republican before Reagan granted a bunch of Mexicans amnesty, like 6 million or something. But yeah, I feel like California can definitely go right again. I feel like Hispanics are Republicans and they just don't know it. I feel like blacks are Republicans and they just don't know it. I feel like LGBT people are Republicans and they just don't know it. I feel like so many people are Republicans and they just don't know it, and they just go left because like that's what's expected of them, and that's all they know. That's like in 1984 in the education, they do not teach the kids words like freedom and liberty. Like that whole concept is foreign to them. I feel like it's the same with a lot of liberals today, where it's like they're not even taught about our side of the political spectrum. They don't even know we exist.
It's by design that way. I think. Listen. The left is. I mean, Milo a few weeks ago, he. I have to admit, Milo's kind of been like a real downer because because he was saying like, you know, they're censoring YouTube channels and, you know, which all of that is true, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, but at the same time that's also kind of a victory that they're trying to shut us down because they're scared shitless that we have a better message. So.
I know, but it's hard when every social media company shuts you down. Like Milo got big from Twitter, but if Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, they all ban him, then what's he gonna do? Like Fox News isn't going to have him.
That's a good point. But then this goes back to my whole thing with Owen Benjamin again though too. Like it's like okay, it's bad that they're banning so many conservatives, but then all they need to go is go like pull up Owen Benjamin and say, well, hey, this is pretty much our case for
yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, free speech is a big thing, but at the same time, that's like why so many conservatives need to be careful, you know, right now. Like,
yeah.
We don't
agree with that 100%.
We don't need to give the left any ammunition necessarily. You know, any easy ammunition because...
No, yeah, the left will construe its ammunition by itself. Like, we don't need to give them anything of substance.
Yeah, I mean, they'll try, but you can't yell the N-word 50 times in one stream and just say, oh, I'm saying it because free speech and...
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
It's crazy. No, there was actually an article published in the school paper recently, and it was written by a liberal, and it was basically their version of facts don't care about your feelings, and it was, here, let me pull it up real quick, actually, so I can read actual quotes, and it is just so ridiculous. I think it may be written by the opinions editor, whose name is Gracie Fleischman, and she is a crazy feminist. And she also wrote an article. Every article by her is crazy, but she did one on feminism.
Is she on Twitter, by chance?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
I think she might have followed me. Actually. So.
Gracie Fleischman is her name.
Yeah, I got my...
It's on LinkedIn.
My retweet criticizing Owen Benjamin got retweeted by some person named Gracie, and I didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, so she had one article called "I'm Sick of Fake Feminism," and she had this one quote. Here it is: "To be a real feminist, you have to support women of all sizes and shapes, whether or not they have a vagina." So that sounds like just being a human rights activist at that point. But I know. It's pretty funny. Oh, here it is. There's this one article. This is what I was talking about. There's one called "Don't Let Emotions Dictate Your Politics," and he talked about. He says, like, I don't care if you feel that Medicare for all will be too expensive. The reality is that it will save taxpayer dollars. I'm like, really? That's your argument? He was like, and he just said different things like that. But yeah, my school paper plays so many dirty tricks. Like I found out the reason why my article was getting delayed for so long, and it was the first pro-Trump article ever published in the school paper. They had published anti-Trump articles a bunch, and I actually have a list of quotes of some things they said. If you want to give me a sec real quick, and I'll pull them up.
Oh, sure, sure. But by the way, I just thought you might like to know. I'm going to embarrass the chat here. A couple of my lady friends in the chat, they think you're kind of cute. So.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So yeah.
Let me find this quote. I don't know if I'm gonna find it. It was basically like, here, let me search this. Oh, here it is. All right, found it. So these were some of the quotes from articles they've had in the past. So it was like, I think the fact that Trump is actually just a terrible human being is enough to argue why he doesn't deserve a seat in the Oval Office. Then it was like, Trump is wicked through and through. Trump is a racist, a bigot, and a xenophobe. Trump has incited hatred towards people of color. Trump will be a small, dark stain in history textbooks. This orange man who is full of hate for over half of the country's individuals is our new president. Let that sink in. One person compared Trump to Voldemort, and they said, yes, we can destroy Trump's Horcruxes. I don't even know what that means. They said Trump's presidency is legitimizing white supremacy. And then this was my favorite quote. It was from the sports editor of my school paper. And, that means he's qualified to talk about politics, and he's very knowledgeable on it. And he said, it's not like Trump knows what he's talking about. This is a guy who said you're fired for a living and looks like he wears a greasy toupee and has a Cheeto-flavored spray tan. He storms around the country holding rallies for his own ego. I was just like, really? So they had never published a Trump article before, a pro-Trump article, and they published all those things. And so I'm trying to get the first ever. Did I freeze?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you did. Oh, yeah, you're back now. You're okay. Good.
So, yeah, there were all these anti-Trump articles, and those weren't all of them. Those were just the ones with very ridiculous statements. And so I'm trying to get the first ever pro-Trump article, and they kept delaying it because the opinions editor was trying to get an anti-Trump article published with mine, basically refuting every point that I was trying to make.
So they, oh yeah, that's right. I remember this now. So they were basically publishing all of the anti-Trump articles, and not saying, hey, we need some pro-Trump articles. But then
yeah, and the justification for publishing an anti-Trump article right along mine was that they needed different perspectives. But for the tens upon tens of anti-Trump articles, they never needed a different perspective.
Yeah,
and then also in the school paper, the printed version, they cut my article in half to save space on the paper.
I think as Chris Rock once famously said, that is some bullshit, son.
It is, for real.
Yeah.
No, they just play so many games, yeah. Yeah, and the opinions editor last in the fall semester, she was this raging feminist who was African American, and even though she grew up in an upper class family, she was convinced she was the product of great oppression, and so She really hated me. And then she ended up getting, like, drunk and DM'd me on Facebook and all this stuff. And I was like, whoa, hold back. Like all these, like, crazy people on campus, like, they can't stop thinking about me or any other outspoken conservative. Like, we just live in their heads rent-free forever. Like, we drive them crazy.
Maybe she's attracted to you secretly, and
Maybe I'm not attracted to her though. She's a feminist.
yeah, but maybe she wants to hate fuck you though, or something, or something like that. So
You're gonna have to learn sooner or later that not everything can go her way.
yeah, that is the other funny thing though. With all these feminists and SJWs, like a lot of them, at least I tended to notice, all of the big social justice warriors are all like, not all of them, but the vast majority of them are all like rich trust fund kids. Like
that's literally every host on MSNBC and CNN.
Well, like they're not like the kids from the I don't want to say they're not all poor, but even like the poor and like middle class, working class neighborhoods, like
yeah. No, yeah, like their one job ever has been like a job at Hot Topic or something.
Well, or yeah, so yeah. And,
I feel like the only type of SJW that actually did come from like a poor background are the illegal immigrants who like well, I guess they're getting free college and everything now, but like they say they had to work and stuff.
Yeah, even Florida's starting to concede to that. So,
and in California, it's so easy to cheat the system and get money from the state. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
I know so many people who have gone. They're going to schools that cost like $70,000 a year, and the state's paying for all of it, or the state's paying for like 90% of it, and then their dad, who they say they aren't dependent on their dad because their dad left them. Their dad is paying for their college for the remainder.
Well, and then let me take a wild guess and say that you didn't qualify for financial aid or anything like that.
No, I got an academic scholarship, but no financial aid.
Oh, okay. So you did get an academic scholarship.
It was based only on GPA though.
So you still had to you still had to earn that. So yeah, even here in Florida, they're like you should apply for financial aid. Okay, I go to apply for the financial aid for the FAFSA thing or whatever it's called. How much money did you pay? First of all, they don't go by your income either. They go by your parents' income.
I know.
So what were your parents' income? Well, around I would say 50,000. And I'm just making up. What are your parents' assets? Now my parents own like a couple of businesses and real estate. So their properties are like were like $1 million at the time. And but that's
not cash. That's assets.
That's not cash. But because the government, it's the government and its financial aid, the fact that that it's an asset. Oh, that means that, we're millionaires, so therefore you don't qualify for financial aid. So
it's just so bad.
Plus I'm white, so
what ethnicity are you, or what nationality, I should say?
I am.
Where you come from?
I'm half Irish, half Italian.
Oh, okay, I can see that.
So what about you?
I'm like 10% Irish, and then the rest is German.
Yeah, you
most people can guess that.
You look very German. So you.
No, yeah. One time I was going to Washington to visit my family in Washington, and I was on the plane by myself, and I was like, 9 years old or 10 years old. And so the stewardess, or the flight attendant, I guess we call them now, comes up to me, and she's like, "Hey, just so you know, if you need anything, I'll be helping you, whatever. By the way, Hitler would have loved you. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Wow." And then she just walks away, and I was like, "What?" Like, I was a little kid. Like, I knew the name Hitler, but I didn't know anything about it.
That's
Never forget.
that's kind of funny. So yeah, I got. Let's see, what did I get one time? Someone someone asked me if I was related to Ryan Gosling at all. I guess I look Canadian. Which kind of.
You can't see that.
I can't see. I can't.
Wait, let me
see
look
Canadian.
him up real quick. Make sure I'm thinking of the right Ryan. I guess yeah.
Yeah.
If you were blonde, it'd be way closer.
Yeah. I don't know, the I guess the mustache too also, that I guess that kind of gives me like a Canadian look, I guess so.
I don't know. I don't really know what Canadians look like, actually. I've never been to Canada. I try to avoid them at all costs.
I've never been to Canada at all, but I know like 3 Canadian conservatives, so they're all. Well, I mean, I guess technically Gavin. Well, no, Gavin McGuinness is Scottish, so. But I know he grew up in Canada, so.
Yeah, and you founded Vice and all that.
Yeah, that's.
It's pretty crazy.
That is weird that Gavin McGuinness founded Vice, and then you look at what Vice is today. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. Have you heard about Tommy Robinson?
I did actually. I was gonna ask you about it. I heard about it. I didn't. So they arrested him, or?
Yeah, I've only seen headlines. It was something like he was talking about gang rapes or something in the UK, and that was enough for him to get him arrested. Yeah, he's been jailed for 13 months for reporting on child grooming gangs. So basically, like, people marrying children, which is obviously a Middle Eastern thing, not European.
The UK is, well, I mean, when I say the UK, I mean England mostly. England
it's becoming kind of Nazi Germany-esque.
I wouldn't even say Nazi Germany-esque. Like, I get what you're saying, and people, and I bet some SJW is going to misconstrue this as like I'm supporting Hitler or something. But like, I doubt even Hitler would have allowed Muslim no-go zones. So.
Yeah. Well, no, Hitler actually admired the Muslims. I guess the Armenian genocide inspired him.
Oh yeah, that's
he talked
true.
about it, like how efficient of a genocide it was, and also he like worked with Palestine and stuff like that.
And yet Cenk Uyghur and the Young Turks still refuse to admit it exists.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. No, yeah, I saw a video of Young Turks were doing like a Q&A, the head guy, the head of the Young Turks, whatever his name is, and some student raises his hand and he asks the question and he goes, so the Armenian genocide, did it happen? And then like the camera shut off and he's escorted outside, and then the cameras turn back on, and then they just go on as if nothing happened.
Yeah, let's see. Jolly says, one of our listeners said, he was streaming these Muslim gangs at a courthouse during the media blackout. He was arrested, tried, and sent to jail. in the span of an hour. Wow.
Damn.
And all of that happened within the span of an hour. So
They
yeah,
were ready for it.
oh yeah, totally. So, well, England, I think it's time that you put on your that everyone put on their Guy Fawkes mask.
I know, for real.
And literally do a V for Vendetta.
No, that's literally what the UK is now. Is that V for Vendetta thing?
Did you ever see that movie or read the?
I saw the movie and I read the book, and the book is way better than the movie.
Yeah, same. Oh, I would say though that Watchmen, the movie, actually did a fairly good job of depicting the Watchmen graphic novel. But yeah, I've been thinking about England a lot lately, and I'm like, holy crap, England is literally the V for Vendetta world now.
It's crazy, yeah.
So, except for we have no V. Maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll go over there. I have the mustache for now.
For sure.
So.
I'll go with you. Hold on, I'm gonna turn on the air real quick in here.
Okay, yeah. So, hey Bill, thanks for tuning in. By the way, for those of you tuning in, I know that the stream did cut out. Are you guys still on the same page, or did you guys have to go to the same? Did it launch a new page when the stream cut out?
All right, sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. I was just responding to a couple people in the chat, so perfect.
Okay, very cool.
But now we have 23 likes and 1 dislike. So
who was the dislike?
The dislike. We have a joke in the danger zone where if one person doesn't get a, there's always one fan that does the dislike just because.
Just because you need it?
Yeah. So.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Joel. We'll also take Jolly Roger with us. He's kind of crazy. So, but we.
That's fine. We need that.
Like him. So. Yeah, we.
He's like Mad Max.
He's like V mixed with Captain Jack Sparrow, so
okay, that's a good combo.
I mean he has a pirate avatar for his Twitter and for his and for his YouTube avatar. So yeah, let's England is crazy. So and like I have friends there that are conservative, and I'm like, what are you doing? They're going to throw you in there for party affiliation soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I have joked, but then some days I'm like, maybe I'm not joking. I don't know. So.
Well, it's just as bad in Sweden and in Germany because, Muslims hate dogs because. Just like how they are, it's a way to distinguish them from the people who they've conquered. So, pagans had art and Christians had dogs, I think. So it was just a way to distinguish the Muslims from their conquered peoples. And so all this time now, Muslims hate dogs. You'll never see a single Muslim with a pet dog. And like in New York, there's actually a problem of Muslim cab drivers refusing to drive blind people because they have a seeing eye dog. But in Germany, it's worse because what these Muslim immigrants are doing is they're taking little sausage bits or like little dog treats, and they're sticking razor blades in the dog treats and then giving the dog treats to dogs. And as the dogs digest it, it's cutting off their entire end. But yeah, it's like these all these refugees who all seem to be of the same age and gender come to Europe, and they feel like it's their duty to fix everything that's wrong in Europe. like there's so many videos of them like attacking women who are dressed like scandalously or whatever, and there are videos of them like going into liquor stores and like taking liquor and throwing it on the ground and go, Allah bans liquor, and like different things like that.
Yep. Yep, time for vigilante.
I know, for real.
Vigilante squads. So.
Did you read The Dark Knight Returns?
Oh yeah. Are you into comic books too?
Yeah, I've read a few. Batman's my favorite.
Okay, yeah, same.
I've read like a good number of Batman comic books, and then I've also read V for Vendetta and Watchmen.
Yeah, I've read pretty much all of the Batman stories. I've been reading all of the Daredevil stories. I've been reading a lot of the Punisher stories lately.
Oh, okay.
I feel like if things keep going the way they're going, I'm going to become the Punisher. So,
no, I feel like Europe though is like, so you know how like Gotham was in The Dark Knight Returns,
yeah,
where like Gotham was pretty much getting taken over by a gang called the Mutants.
Yeah,
I feel like Europe is now Gotham.
Yeah, I mean, the Islam is the big problem in Europe, and you know, no one over there really wants to acknowledge it. So
especially not in Germany.
Oh no, definitely not in Germany. So it's weird because you have Sweden, and then you have like Germany, which are super left, and then you have, I think it's Holland, where they're all like really conservative, and everyone like, and I think in one of those countries in Europe, like they're really conservative, and it's actually like Poland, yeah, they're conservative, and it's federal law that everyone owns a gun.
Oh no, that's Switzerland.
That's...
Yeah, I actually have family in Switzerland, and yeah, I know. So everybody has to serve in the military, and they're issued a rifle, and then, or at least every male, and then every male keeps his rifle with him in his house after his 2 years of service or whatever is done.
Gotta love the Swiss. They're very precise.
No, yeah, Switzerland and Poland are like the two last shining lights in Europe.
Yeah, and surprisingly, they're not having the Muslim gang rape epidemic. Yeah. I mean, See, the thing with Europe is it's getting so bad that even like the good countries are just going to get like overrun. It's like the zombie horde, literally.
Yeah, I know, for real. And even the president of Turkey said to like all these refugees, he was like, have as many kids as you like, and just try to beat them on demographics, and you'll take over the land. Like the president of Turkey said that.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised at all. So,
yeah. Honestly, thank God for Trump. America would be so screwed.
Oh, if we had Hillary, we might not be having this conversation.
No, yeah, and it's funny where Obama was putting the refugees, he was injecting them into like the Midwest, into conservative areas. He never put them into liberal areas.
Right. Well, they were starting to ship them over here in Florida too, and then Rick Scott, who's pretty conservative, said, get him out of here, send him back. Yeah, it's scary. So, it's crazy all the problems with refugees. So,
hey, what's up with that sheriff in Florida who was involved with the school shooting? What's his name again?
Sheriff Israel. I don't know.
Is he still employed right now?
No. What? No. Well, the last I heard, he was like on He was on leave. I don't know.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Well,
As long
probably.
as he's out. Even if it's paid, it's better than... Even if it's paid leave, it's still better than him being in position.
Yeah, but even paid. I mean that. I'm not in that county. That's kind of on. That's kind of more near towards Miami, but
Uh-huh.
people are still pissed off paying tax dollars to go that go to pay his leave. So
Yeah. I would be too.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Honestly, I've probably never seen a single person besides maybe Obama and Hillary who's been so pompous, so self-righteous, and just like so blatantly ignorant. It was just like, I remember seeing the town hall with him and Dana Lash, or however you say her last name, Laish, and
yeah, Dana Loesch.
yeah, and Dana was like making these really good points, and then the sheriff just goes, "What this is really about is that she doesn't mind if kids die. We need to ban AR-15s." And like he doesn't actually have anything of substance to say, but the whole crowd goes wild.
Yeah,
And like
well,
CNN is like smirking, they're getting aroused at him and everything.
well, well, the thing that weirds me out is this David Hogg kid. I mean, he basically, I mean, he's originally from California, so
Oh, makes sense.
thank you.
Thank you for taking him.
You're not welcome. But I guess he was really from California. His dad like worked for the CIA or something, like for Obama's.
Oh, makes sense.
For Obama's CIA or something, like his mom, or no, I think his mom worked for Obama's FBI or something, or someone just explained this to me the other day. His dad worked for like a big corporation that donated to like lots of liberal causes.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid basically came out of nowhere and got verified on Twitter in like under 4 hours of setting up his.
I know. Yeah.
I've been on Twitter for 6 years now. I have 1,000 followers, which granted isn't a lot. People have tried to copy my account. I've asked for Twitter verification, but no one will give it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the kid didn't have he didn't even have like 100 tweets, and his account was verified. I don't think he even had like 1,000 followers. So.
No, yeah, I remember Kyle Kashiv, or however you say his last name.
Yeah.
It took him like a month or 2 or 3 to get verified.
Yeah. So. And David Hogg. I invited David Hogg onto this show to.
What did he say?
To debate me. No, never responded.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're not a TV network. What's he to gain from it?
I'll tell you what though. That's like I said. The other great thing about podcasting is, like I said, we're replacing the old media. You would think that David Hogg would want to do some of these alternative shows. I mean, the fact that he didn't even want to do like a show like Joe Rogan or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been great if he was on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan would have just would have decimated him.
Well, the thing of it is, Joe Rogan is not a real strong like conservative guy, but at the same he's more libertarian. But at the same time, he's not like.
I feel like Joe Rogan is strong anti-bullshit, and so he leans more right just because of that. But he would have just destroyed David Hogg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well. Anyone would destroy David David Hogg, easily enough. So, but yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. The left. So going back to your whole thesis that you're writing about, the left knows that conservatives are taking over the counterculture, and that the conservative youth are, and so and it's interesting that you brought up righteous indignation, because I remember Breitbart actually wrote about this too in his book. The left loves to copy everything that they don't have as an original themselves. Like for example, with Air America, they were trying to copy, Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and whatnot. So they basically created like their own liberal, talk radio network. It failed. It went.
Yeah, because they already control the main networks.
It went bankrupt within 2 years. They tried creating like a liberal. Well, they turned BuzzFeed into like a liberal version of Breitbart, and no one reads it. So
yeah.
Same with Huffington Post, although Breitbart created the Huffington Post. So
yeah, but back then the Huffington Post wasn't, or at least Ariana Huffington wasn't hardcore liberal.
No,
and actually, he talks about in the book, like their first big story was actually exposing George Clinton or Bill Clinton for selling grave sites in Arlington.
Yeah, and Breitbart and Drudge, they were the ones who actually broke Lewinsky Gate.
Yeah.
So which no one really talks about. So that's just crazy to me. That was like the first story that got like broken by internet, bloggers. Well, not even bloggers. Blogging didn't even exist until like the early 2000s. I think so. But yeah.
Well, yeah, nobody wanted to touch that Monica story. I think USA Today had it, and they passed it up. And then someone leaked it to Drudge.
Yeah, it was crazy, and then it got to a point where like no one could deny it. So
yeah.
I feel like though with Hillary specifically, her like the only reason why she was running for president was because she's like, God damn it, I need it because I put up with Bill, so just give it to.
No, yeah, I honestly feel bad for Hillary Clinton because she literally wasted her entire life in pursuit of a goal, which was the presidency, and she never got that goal. So she wasted her entire life dealing with people who she didn't like. She has a daughter who I'm sure she doesn't like. I'm not sure who would like Chelsea. She has a husband she doesn't like. She worked for a president who she didn't like. It was like her entire... I honestly feel sorry for her because she's lived one of the most miserable lives.
I feel sorry... Well, I only feel partially sorry for her. I feel more sorry for the people that she's killed. So...
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
That Vince Foster... That is the one thing I will give House of Cards and Kevin Spacey. They did one hell of a depiction of the Clintons. So.
Oh, were the Clintons in the movie or in the show?
House of Cards.
I've never even seen it.
What you're
I know.
You're political.
I've seen Black Mirror. That's like the only show I've seen
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, House of Cards, basically the premise of it is, it starts off with the Democrat majority House Whip and his wife. It's basically like a fictionalized version of the Clintons.
Does he end up killing his wife or something?
No, that's in the British. That's in the British version. She ends up killing him, and they're definitely going to have to kill off his character now since Kevin Spacey's not on the show.
Yeah,
So.
I wonder if they'll invite him back for that death scene, or they'll just make it all animated.
I think I read somewhere that they're doing an off-screen like death scene or something like that.
Oh wow!
So
it just ends like that. That's anticlimactic.
Yeah, well, if he wasn't sticking his dick into kids, you know, he wouldn't have that problem. So,
yeah. I know, but I do love his movies. Like, American Beauty. You ever seen that one?
Yeah. I've seen American.
Oh, American Beauty is such. Or like The Usual Suspects.
I've seen The Usual Suspects.
That is such a good movie.
Have you seen L.A. Confidential?
Yes, L.A. Confidential and Seven.
L.A. Confidential. The guy who wrote that novel, James Ellroy, is he wrote like a whole trilogy of that book is part of like a trilogy that
Oh wow.
that took place in like the 40s and 50s.
Uh-huh.
And James Ellroy is he's conservative, but he's also like really like just like out there,
Yeah.
too, like in terms of like personality. He's he's a native Los Angeles, and I guess his mom was a victim of the Black Dahlia.
Wow.
Serial killer, which yeah,
That's some heavy stuff.
So L.A. in the 1940s was an interesting place. So
Yeah. Did you see Chinatown?
I love Chinatown. I actually had to write a paper on Chinatown I was taking film studies 2 semesters ago, and I had to write that paper. That's the thing is I'm really into film, yet I'm too conservative to ever make it.
Yeah. They're coming out with the Roe vs. Wade movie now.
Really?
Yeah. Who's your favorite director?
My favorite director, I would say Francis Ford Coppola. Probably, I love.
Okay, acceptable.
I love The Godfather. Ridley Scott would be a second close favorite of mine.
What about Kubrick?
I like Kubrick. I recently saw Clockwork Orange for the first time. That movie is weird, to say the least.
So are most of his movies.
Yeah. So, David Lynch is really weird. So,
I don't think I've seen a David Lynch movie actually.
I haven't seen David Lynch. I just started watching Twin Peaks, which is
I've heard about that show. I heard it's really good.
Which is the cult classic that he wants. So,
you like David Fincher?
Yeah, David Fincher's good. I really like I really like the guys who have done the John Wick movies. Those guys are brand new, but man, the John Wick franchise, just in terms of action movies, are
they're crazy. It's like Taken, but good.
Yeah. Yeah, the first Taken movie was really good. The second movie was okay, and then
I just watched the second one on TV last night, and I was like, I can't believe they even made this.
And then the third movie was pretty much,
it was garbage. Yeah.
Well, the third movie was pretty much just like that. The Fugitive. It was that Harrison Ford movie.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Just with Liam Neeson in it.
Have you seen the new Deadpool?
No. Have you?
Yeah, I saw it, and I thought it was good, but I feel like Deadpool is turning into because all the Avengers are funny, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like Deadpool is also funny. I feel like Deadpool is turning into an Avenger who just says the F word.
Is I loved the first movie.
The first one I actually like better than the second one.
Really? So this one is more of like a wait till it comes out on, you know.
No, I thought it was still good, but it's like they try to make it more touchy feely, and it's like what the heck? This is stinking Deadpool.
Yeah, that's not Deadpool.
And like, did you ever play the Deadpool video game or anything like that?
I never played the game, but I saw clips of it. I could probably get the game now, but like when I wanted to play, I couldn't get a copy because no one had it. So
yeah, I bet it's super cheap on Amazon now.
Probably is.
Let's see.
So
it's it's $24. Wow.
Well, yeah,
it must be because they stopped making it a long time ago. But like in the video game, I feel like the video game is almost more funny than the movies, because like in the comics and in video games, like Deadpool was pushing the envelope always. People were like, "Oh my gosh, how can Deadpool do this?" Like Deadpool is misogynist, he's super inappropriate, all this stuff. He kills his illustrators and all this stuff. Like he kills the comic book artists and stuff like that.
He does.
He kills all the Avengers, he kills all the X-Men and all this stuff. Then in the movie, it was just like let's water him down so much where it's just blood and F words and a little bit risque. I will say this is super edgy.
Yeah, well, I think what can I say? The social justice warriors got to fucking Deadpool. So
I know, for real.
I hear the new Solo movie is actually pretty good. So.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna see that tonight.
I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. I usually go to like opening day for Star Wars movies. But let's just say I felt let down by The Last Jedi. That was
that was probably the worst Star Wars movie, honestly.
So especially I know that you're like a few years younger than I am, but you're also I think you must be old enough at least to remember some of the EU stuff, like the Old Republic and the video games.
Yeah. And Battlefront and Jedi Academy and all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, so maybe it's just us and our old. It's funny because we're kind of the old men now, but I mean, like, I grew up with Jedi Academy and like all those stories that like explained what happened after, Return of the Jedi, and like, I don't know, I still prefer those.
Me too.
To like, because like the New Order actually succeeded, and I don't know. I mean, I get the direction that they're going for the new.
They literally just copied, at least for Episode 7, they literally just copied Episode 4. And even George Lucas was like, "Why are you doing this? Like, why are you just copying this? I could have done this."
Yeah, well, and then Episode 8, like, Episode 8, like, I don't even know what they were thinking.
It like screwed up everything, like that hyperdrive thing. It was like, and then it was like, why does the captain have to lie? Rose like stops Flynn from saving the day. And then they like destroy a casino city and they free all the animals, but they don't free the slave kids. And then it's okay we destroyed the city because they make money off of weapons and they're bad people. It's like, really? You're the one fighting in a war, and these are the people making your weapons, but they're bad people.
Yeah, they freed all those animals, but then like another friend of mine made a good point too. He's like, they freed those animals from those cages, but then they also left them on the planet too. So like, what's to say that those animals just won't get recaptured?
Exactly.
Again, and I'm like, okay, well, it's Disney. They've got to like their 5 minutes in of social justice.
But I honestly never want to see that movie again. I think it may be on DVD now. My dad probably bought it. I don't want to see it. It was so bad.
I saw it twice, and my dad, who my my dad considers himself, like, I guess, more liberal, kind of like an old school. He's like, okay, he's like, yeah, they went like too far to the left in social justice on this. Well, and the way they handled Luke's character too, with just like,
it was sloppy.
Well, the whole point of, like, you know, A New Hope and Empire and then Return of the Jedi is, like, you know, seeing Luke grow and mature and, like, become a Jedi. And then, like, and then in this movie, it seemed like he was just kind of like, he had regressed into, like, well, no, I don't want to go fight the Empire. I'm just gonna stay here on my lonely island and.
No, it was so ridiculous. Yeah, they just messed up the whole thing, and now J.J. Abrams has to come back and basically fix all the mistakes. Though I don't think J.J. Abrams is that great of a director.
No. Well, he's not. I mean, I actually like the Star Trek movies. They're not great, but they're fun and. They're well made. But yeah, J.J. Abrams is gonna have. He's gonna have a lot of shit that he's gonna have to somehow fix. So
yeah. Really, the only movie I'm excited for now is two movies. One by Scorsese called The Irishman, and I guess it's gonna have De Niro and Al Pacino.
Oh, I love Scorsese too.
And then another movie by Quentin Tarantino called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it's a movie about Leonardo DiCaprio, who's like a famous actor in like the 50s or something, and Brad Pitt is his stunt double.
Oh, interesting. I'm surprised that that Quentin Tarantino somehow managed to escape Me Too.
I feel like there are some people who just know they're never gonna get a girl, so it's like, why bother? It's like Harvey Weinstein had the audacity to think girls would be into it. I feel like Quentin Tarantino was more of a realistic dude.
Yeah, but I mean, Harvey Weinstein, he ruled like Hollywood for like, you know.
Oh, you're right. Harvey Weinstein basically did fund all of Tarantino's movies.
30 years, yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, maybe although Quentin's made like enough money now to where he can probably like fund his own, or, you know, I don't know, probably got like a different fundraiser. It must be like super weird, like being in Los Angeles and like I know that you're not in Hollywood, but you're kind of near that. Like,
yeah.
What do native Los Angelinos and all the people think about like all this Me Too stuff? Like, that's got to be weird.
Honestly, I feel like not too many people are like super worried about it. I feel like, you know, like on campus, on my college campus, like, you know, I'm not even gonna say it. It's gonna be too mean. But it's just like, I feel like a lot of people aren't worried about it. Not a lot of people are like this is a great injustice, whatever. They're like, yeah, Harvey Weinstein, he's a jerk, he should go to prison. Da. But like, people aren't like super furious about it.
Well, that
and I feel like a lot of people realize that a lot of these actresses who came out against Harvey, they just realized that these people wanted to be back in the limelight because their careers were dying.
Yeah.
Like what happened to them was wrong, but it was like, you only decide to come out with this once you can't get a movie.
Yeah, but then there were like some bullshit like cases in the Me Too thing, like with Louis C.K. Like, I'm sorry, but like what Louis C.K. did is gross, but it's not the same thing as rape.
Yeah. I remember Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle, and he had a stand-up routine on Netflix. And it's pretty recent. And he was talking about how, like, one girl had to drop out of acting or whatever because Harvey Weinstein was wanking it on the other line of the phone. And Dave Chappelle was like...
That was Louis.
Oh, that was Louis?
Yeah.
And Dave Chappelle was like, really, if that's what it takes for you to drop out of this industry, like, you were never meant to be here. Like, everyone has to go through shit, and, like, that didn't even really affect you.
Yeah, well, and Louis C.K., like, granted, he's super liberal. Like, 90 of the stuff I don't agree with him on politically.
100%.
But Louis, at the same time, is super, like, he's probably, like, my second favorite comedian. So.
Uh-huh. Who's your first?
First would be Dennis Miller. So.
Of course, yeah.
Who lives in Montecito. So.
Okay.
But yeah, well, and then Rogan is third. I guess Rogan's got a new comedy special coming out like in September or something.
On Netflix or Comedy Central?
On Netflix. So.
Oh wow, I'll have to catch it then. I have my old roommate's Netflix now, so that's the only reason why I have Netflix.
Do you have you seen the one he came out with this year that Joe did the triggered one?
No, I haven't seen any of his Netflix or his stand-up things.
It's on Netflix. Go.
Okay, I'll look it up for sure.
It's really he does this whole bit on the Kardashians that is hysterical. So
yeah, I'll check it out. I was do you follow Joe Rogan on Instagram?
I do. So
he posted this comedian who was like making fun of the Kardashians, and it was so funny. Joe Rogan. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This guy was honestly so funny. This guy. Kyle Dunnigan. Here, I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this guy.
He's honestly so funny. It's like this thing, and he does like a FaceTime thing with all the Kardashians, and he uses like the Snapchat face thing.
Oh yeah,
and he does all their voices and everything. It's just so funny.
Yeah, that is genius. So,
yeah,
Joey Diaz too is
for sure.
Well, Joey Diaz is Joey Diaz. I mean, he's what can I say? So that was
he's pretty freaking funny.
That was the other thing that.
And also, who's that comedian with the rat? Can you hear me?
I can. Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Who's that comedian? Oh, is it Bill Haar or something?
Bill Burr?
Yeah. That guy is hilarious.
Bill Burr is like the one.
I feel like he's super closet conservative, except he shows it. Like he never comes out and says I love Trump, but
right.
he critiques everything about Trump haters.
Well, yeah. Well. See, John Neary said this perfectly on my podcast 2 weeks ago. Bill Burr is like a closet conservative, but he's an atheist too. So I guess like he's the acceptable conservative in Hollywood.
Yeah, I guess. But there are some good conservatives in Hollywood, like Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm trying to think of who else.
But see, no
women are conservatives. Trying to think of who else.
Well, not that we know of, at least. Anyway, like I'm sure there might be some, but they're just.
I guess Milo got with one of the Avengers superheroes.
You mean like got with, or like?
I mean, like he talked about receiving.
Oh yeah.
To one of the Avengers superheroes, and we were trying to figure out who that was. He said it in the speech he was giving at the College Republicans convention.
Yeah. See. At some point with some of those Republicans, like with Robert Downey Jr., like he's made enough money that he has fuck you money now. So,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
the fact that he has that much money now, he can come out as a conservative, and he's still going to be okay because, like,
So like Clint Eastwood.
yeah, and like Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
So Sylvester Stallone's brother Frank. I mean, I follow Sly on Instagram. I also follow Frank. Frank Stallone is.
Is he hardcore?
Oh, he is.
I'm gonna look him up real quick.
He is super hardcore. He and yeah.
Oh, you're heading out. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of the first pictures that popped up was him and Sylvester with Trump at like some fancy gala.
Yeah. So.
Gosh, Sylvester has had some work done.
Yeah. I just saw a picture of his daughter though. She's not too bad looking.
Oh yeah, I feel like I've seen that.
So.
But that's pretty much every celebrity's family.
I guess Keanu Reeves. I guess Keanu Reeves is another conservative, even though he's even though he's Canadian. So
he actually is. Yeah, he's very quiet. He doesn't like the celebrity status. He rides a motorcycle.
yeah,
He shoots his guns. But so is Post Malone. He's like super pro Second Amendment. Like he has like "Don't Tread on Me" tattoos. He has Second Amendment tattoos and all this stuff. And I keep seeing videos of him of like going to shooting ranges and like training. Like he's got plate carriers on and everything. Like he's straight ready to lead a militia.
yeah. So well, and then Bruce Willis too.
Oh yeah, of course, Bruce. How did I forget that one?
Bruce Willis, man, he's the Die Hard movies are great. Although the last one, the one that took place in Russia, that one was kind of.
I've only seen the first one.
I would say watch 1, 4, and 1, 3, and 4. Those are
Okay.
Those are the
For
best.
sure.
So, yeah, he's a big conservative too.
Uh-huh.
So,
Did you ever see the movie Mother with Jennifer Lawrence?
no, and I don't necessarily care to see any of her movies after she said that after she made that. Did you hear what she said about Trump supporters?
Oh, I'm sure she said something audacious.
She said something that she didn't want Trump supporters going to see her movies, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, fine, bitch. Thanks
for saving me money. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. So.
No, yeah, I only saw Mother because I was going with friends, and it's such a weird movie, and nobody really picked up on what it meant. But it is 100% an analogy for why a country needs a wall. That's what it is.
Interesting. So
it's 100% analogy. Nobody picked up on it. Like it's honestly, it's a movie about society, how it's overtaken by mongrels, by just like uncivilized, violent people, and because these people in the original country, they want to be loved, they keep bringing in more of these people, and they say, look, they love me. Like, I don't care if they're causing problems. I don't care if they're killing people. They love me. I'm their God. And when really they're not their God. They only like him for as long as he keeps giving them more. And once you stop being able to give them more, they'll just end you. And then eventually society is going to have to be reborn out of that. And that's really what the movie is. So if it ever comes out for free on Netflix or something, you actually should watch it because.
Oh yeah, I definitely will. I definitely will watch it. if it comes on Netflix.
It's kind of violent, kind of disturbing, but
Yeah, well,
I appreciated my interpretation of it. It made it tolerable for me.
yeah, I don't necessarily mind gore movies. So unless they're like insane levels of.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's three types of horror. There's thrilling, there's frightening, and then there's gory. And yeah, I feel like movies just like sometimes they can't create a good scary movie, so they just put in as much gore as possible, and they hope they make it scary. And it's like no, you need a combination of all three aspects.
I don't really like jump scares either because I'm a pussy like that. I'll admit, but I do like psychological thrillers. So which is I would say really the last good horror movie that I like is Silence of the Lambs. So.
Oh, I actually haven't seen that one. It's on my to watch list. I don't know why I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, and it has Anthony Hopkins in it, and he's good
crazy
about
good.
anything. So.
Have you seen the movie Gone Girl?
Yes, I saw.
That is a frightening movie because it's actually like very plausible.
Okay, yeah. So what I would say about Gone Girl is what you said about Mother being the case for a wall. I've always said that Gone Girl is a case against third wave feminism.
100%. Yeah.
Completely. Gone Girl is pretty much third wave feminism in a nutshell. You know, it's a woman who, I don't really want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it at the same. I mean, I won't give away too much, but you know, the plot is basically a woman who, who lures men, attracts them, and then
ruins their lives.
Ruins their life, and claims that she was abused,
assaulted.
And so
it is terrifying, and the ending is just like, damn.
The ending was one of those ones that actually fucked with my head for a week. So and then I'm like, okay, this is the best case against third wave feminism I have ever seen. So,
have you seen the movie Seven?
I saw the movie like a long time ago.
That's a good movie to screw with your head.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would say to a movie that didn't really screw with my head, but that really kind of left like an impression on me was Skyfall, one of the James Bond movies. Just with a movie that really screwed with my head too is No Country for
Oh yeah, for sure.
No Country. Yeah. And same thing with Skyfall. Any movie that has Javier Bardem as like the main villain or whatever is probably going to screw with.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men was really good.
Yeah.
Did you see Blade Runner 2049?
I have on digital. I haven't seen it yet. I love the original one. Is probably one of my all-time favorite films.
Yeah. The Blade Runner 2049, if you could see it on a big screen or just like a big TV or something.
Yeah, that's
do it. It is so good.
Yeah, that's
honestly, I keep watching it and I think it may be better than the original, in all honesty.
And do you like the original?
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I feel like with both Blade Runner movies, they have to grow on you. Like sort of like an album by The Who. Like the first time you're like, what the heck is this? But the second time you're watching it, you like know what to expect, and then it gives you chills.
Which version of Blade Runner do you like better, the theatrical version or the
Not the theatrical version. There's a director's cut and a final cut. I don't remember which one is better.
See, I do like the theatrical version, but I also like the final cut, which is.
I don't like the theatrical version because it has like that narration at the end.
Yeah, and see that's why I do like it though. It kind of has like a film noir, but I mean I do think that like visually the final cut looks a lot better.
So. Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna see what version you're supposed to watch before 2049. If it ever loads. All right. I'm getting this from Vox though, so
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll make an exception for Vox this one time. So.
I think Final Cut is the best one actually. Yeah, it's Final Cut because like there was the director's cut. But the Final Cut was the only one that really Scott had 100% control over.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say go Final Cut for sure.
Sean Young is also conservative, but she's also kind of crazy too.
Who's Sean Young?
Sean Young is Rachel from the original Blade.
Oh, that's why I didn't recognize it.
Yeah, she got.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Her full name is Mary Sean Young, and I guess she's pissed though that they killed Rachel off and like
that they used her in the second movie.
Yeah, and I guess she didn't get paid or something like that. I've heard that there's something. Like
I would think if they used her likeness, she would have to get paid.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what she claims, but she might have. I don't know. She also might have. Like I said, she's come up as a bit insane, too.
No, yeah, that's what it seems like, honestly. But honestly, even in the movie, she didn't seem all that stable.
Well, I think that was meant to kind of. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of replicants. So I have seen clips of.
But Deckard is a replicant, isn't he?
Is he? That's.
What do you think? They really don't explain it in the second movie. So what do you think? I don't know more than you, honestly.
I've always liked the idea that he was a human surrounded by replicants. But then again, the big question in Blade Runner and that whole franchise is what makes someone human.
Yeah. So you know how in the first movie, Deckard is able to tell Rachel what her memories are because they were all implanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not sure if you've seen this cut with what I'm talking about or not. And then Deckard has a dream of a unicorn.
Yep.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen both cuts of the original. So.
And then at the very end, his partner leaves him the little origami of the unicorn.
Yep. That's
so like his partner knew what his dreams were.
Well, see, okay, so in the original, the origami unicorn is there at the ending, but the unicorn dream isn't there.
Yeah.
I mean, so here's the thing: Ridley Scott has pretty much come out and said that Deckard is a replicant, but
Harrison Ford has said he's not.
Yeah. So, do you believe the director?
Which actually worked in the movie because Deckard is in denial then.
Well, and then.
Or I should say he doesn't want to believe it, whether it's true or not.
Yeah, and then, but then also, like, if he was if he was a replicant, then how come he's still alive in 2049? Or is he one of those units with the expanded life? Like,
Well, I don't think Rachel ever had a life limit.
so Roy was like the last of the 4-year lifespan units then.
At least that ended up on Earth.
Yeah. So that is a.
I mean, in 2049, there are replicants, but they don't have the life expectancy because they're like new and improved.
I did see in 2049. I mean, I've seen a few of the scenes. There is that one scene where Kay goes to Chinatown, and it's interesting because in the Blade Runner world, we're still at war with Soviet Russia, technically, which is fascinating.
Uh-huh.
And they still have ads for like Coke for like.
Yeah, no, yeah. In the first one, they have ads for Atari and Coke, and in the second one, they have ads for Atari and Coke.
So I actually do like that. That
They continued it, yeah. And the music is so good in the second one too.
Yeah, but nothing will beat that original soundtrack by Vangelis. So
I don't know, man. You're gonna have to see it. I honestly, I feel like Blade Runner 1 and 2 is the science fiction of Godfather 1 and 2.
Oh yeah. Well, man, I have both soundtracks. So in fact, while I was prepping for the show, I was listening to that soundtrack. So
which one? New one or old one?
I have a playlist of both of them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
They both have really good music because it's like they did it in a way where it's like they made out all the scenes, and then the person who was making the music, basically like his music was him watching the scenes and like his reaction to it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the way Vangelis did it back in the 80s too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they, I mean, the thing it is now it's the summer and I don't have school. Like now I have time to watch 2049 in its entirety because I think someone told me that movie is close to 3 hours long.
Yeah, but all good movies are close to 3 hours long.
I think Blade Runner, the original cut I know is like is only like an hour and a half.
Is it really? Wow. I think the final cut is 2 hours or something.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to rewatch the final cut and then watch. So, I did watch the entire season of. Do you have Amazon Prime?
I do.
Have you ever watched the show Bosch?
No, what is that?
Okay, Bosch is
How do you spell it?
Bosch. It has Titus Wolver, and Bosch is an LAPD detective. It's based off of.
Oh, okay, it's got really good reviews.
Yeah, it's based off a series of novels. The novels are fantastic as well too. I mean, like I said, I've never been to Los Angeles, but the books are so descriptive that I feel like I have, and it's probably one of the best cop dramas I've seen. But anyway, they just came out with season 4 recently, and I binge watched it in the entire. I binge watched the entirety of season 4 last night. So and to continue in the chat, yes, it's Michael Connolly. So
okay,
Michael Connolly is the one who wrote the novels, and then Titus he also wrote The Lincoln Lawyer, which is that book that got turned into that movie with Matthew.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. McConaughey, huh? Yeah.
So, and then in the book, the Lincoln Lawyer is actually the half brother of Harry Bosch, the detective. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of the best cop shows that It's also not overly PC either. Like they don't try and demonize
Well, that's
the
good. Yeah.
cops. They actually. I think Conley might be a conservative actually because they tend to kind of poke fun at the liberal politics of like the mayor and the LAPD, not the cops, but the bureaucrats themselves. So, but
It's nice to finally have shows that aren't just straight propaganda.
well, I think the smart creatives are like starting to recognize that those ones are like losing money. So
Yeah.
and it was like Rogan was saying on his podcast too. Now with like streaming services like Netflix and whatnot, I mean, obviously like someone still controls Netflix and whatnot, but like there's a lot more creative freedom. Like that's the one thing that like people are like really pissed off because I guess like Obama's getting like getting like a series on Netflix.
Yeah.
He's getting like his own show, but I don't necessarily mind that because they also have like one of Andrew Breitbart's documentaries on Netflix.
Yeah.
So,
They have Roger Stone on Netflix. They have a few things on Netflix. Yeah.
So, if Obama's getting his own series, like, I don't necessarily mind that in and of itself, just so long as, like, they show, like, both sides for the political.
Yeah. I don't think Netflix has really done anything bad, in all honesty.
I mean, there are snowflakes on the right, Owen Benjamin, who will who will get triggered by the fact that Obama has his own Netflix series.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone's losing sleep over that, in all honesty.
No, that's the least of our problems. So.
Exactly. No, yeah, I feel like there are a lot of snowflakes popping up on the right. People are like, free speech, da 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 da, and then they're like surprised when other people use their free speech.
Yeah, or they get like, they want everyone or anyone who disagrees with them is it here's the new thing, like because I disagree with the fact that Owen Benjamin mocked someone in a wheelchair and tweeted that he needs an intervention by Shapiro and Crowder. I'm now an SJW. So
Yeah, but that's the fringe, not the majority. It's like, what are you gonna do? I honestly, and I almost don't even want to say this because maybe they'll catch on. They're making you more popular.
that's true. They are. Kevin S says Owen has probably wanted a Netflix special. That's why he's pissed. Yeah, you're probably right.
True.
Although that's the other thing is he's selling his own specials too. So. But then
I feel like not a lot of people are buying them though. He has like 30,000 followers on Instagram or something.
Yeah, well, and then like I said, the Unbearables there are a couple thousand, and it's kind of like I said, it's
all a bunch of.
their hashtag is a cult, is hashtag not a cult, and I'm here to tell you, it is a cult. It is.
Just from hearing about these unbearable people, I feel like they're all living with their parents. None of them have real jobs. Maybe dropped out of school, probably doing construction work or something like that. I mean, honestly, if they had something meaningful to do with their lives, they wouldn't be losing sleep over people in wheelchairs talking about, oh, you're an SJW because we unfairly attacked you.
Well, okay, so the wheelchair guy. So I'm sure that there are some unbearables who are going to watch the replay of this because they just love the fact that I'm attacking their dear leader. Let me explain why I'm so pissed with Owen for the wheelchair comment.
Yeah.
well, among other things, Owen's headliner is a black guy who actually is a legitimate leftist, and who has made some crude remarks towards some of the women who are now ex-unbearables, and some of them are in this stream. But so that was one of the first strike. But then the whole thing with the wheelchair comedian. The wheelchair comedian basically just made like a statement saying that Owen can't sell it at like a stadium, right, or like a theater. Which, judging from the tickets, he can't unless he fills it with unbearables. Who are following him anyway. Yeah. So then Owen said that he's just using his wheelchair as like a prop, and then the comedian came back and said, "Oh, you had to leave L.A. because you cheat on your wife." Now that wasn't an insult. I can understand Owen being pissed, but then he just went for a low-hanging fruit and just said. He just started making wheelchair puns, which weren't funny. They were. I
saw them. He was like, "You're wheelie mad" and stuff like that, or something like that. And I was just like, "Dude, you're not a comedian. Stop."
Yeah. So, and then that was the last straw for me. And look, I'm handicapped. I don't get offended by wheelchair jokes if they're jokes. But these weren't, so then I just tweeted something like, well, and the whole reason I found Owen was because of Joe Rogan and that one podcast he did where Kurt Metzger kept interrupting him. So, did you watch that? Did you?
No, I need to catch up on a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts. I've been listening to his old ones and going up.
I just watched the Alex Jones one where Joe had Alex Jones on. It's hilarious, and
I feel like they would actually get along really well.
Oh, they do. They're actually like really good friends in real life. So, and Joe is just like, Alex, you're crazy. So,
but yeah, Joe's like, Alex, you're crazy, but then Joe laughs, and Alex is like, he just laughs too. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, Alex is good because he doesn't take himself so seriously. And neither does Joe. Neither does like Milo. I feel like Ben Shapiro takes himself slightly too seriously. But like Tucker Carlson doesn't take himself too seriously. Neither does really Hannity. I feel like if you're a conservative and you take yourself too seriously, like Owen Benjamin, who claims to be a conservative and he takes himself way seriously and he thinks he's like a cult leader or something, dude, nobody's attracted to you. Like, stop being just so stiff, you know?
Ryan, your Twitter is going to get mobbed by people with bear emojis in their handle. So
I don't even know if they're watching this song in. It's probably their bedtime. Their moms put them to bed.
That's funny. But I know some of them will also probably watch the replays too tomorrow, or they'll download the audio podcast just because like they're so obsessed with
and that is crazy. They could be spending that time hitting the gym, doing interviews, getting a job, improving their lives, and instead they want to try to denigrate someone else who has never even done anything to them, who they've never even met.
Yeah, well...
It's just a poor allocation of time, you know? They're going to look back when they're 60 years old, alone with no kids in a retirement home, and they're going to go, shit, I wish I could get that time back. While you're happily married, you're a successful podcaster or movie producer or whatever. And I'm like, damn, this guy could have actually hooked me up with favors or something.
The sad thing is though too, like a lot of these unbearables who are attacking me, like some of them are 50 and 60 years old.
Oh,
That's the sad thing, and like they're actually
and they hate their wives.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there was one. One of them was like, you're messing with Owen's right to free speech, and he was like, and I was like, I'm like, well, just because you have the right to free speech doesn't mean you should be an asshole. I mean, you shouldn't pick on handicapped people, just for the hell.
Yeah.
And he said something like, "Oh, that's something my wife would say," and I was like, and I was like, "Did you just dish your wife on Twitter, dude?" Next thing I know, I refresh. You have been blocked by so and so. So
that's funny. No, it's just like the left, where like the left is so hateful because they hate their own lives so much, especially feminists. Like. Feminists have no enjoyment in their lives whatsoever. SJWs, no enjoyment in their lives whatsoever. It's like they need an outlet, and then they find it through you. They need an outlet for that hatred. Like modern leftists, communists, everything. They think if they can't enjoy their lives, then nobody should be able to enjoy their lives.
That's right. I'm looking at the live chat here, and someone just reminded me. So this is actually true. You can actually look this up on Owen's YouTube channel. So when this wheelchair comedian insulted, I guess fired at Owen and insulted him. Owen couldn't even write those insults for himself. Like he literally went on his stream and was like, "Hey guys, I need jokes, for." So he's at the stage where he's become so dependent on his fans.
That's pretty sad.
He's become so dependent on his fans to like even write his jokes. So,
even I know how to write a good joke. You start with the punchline and you work backwards. It's not that hard. Come on, Owen.
There you go. Get Ryan Marhoeffer will be playing at.
There you go.
We'll be playing at the Comedy Cellar at the Comedy Store before you know it. So.
Here was a joke I wrote in my last article, and people got a little offended at this, but other people thought it was funny. So my latest article was called "President Trump: A Dream and Promise Come True." If it ever loads. Surprised this website hasn't just blocked me yet. And so I'm talking about Trump's accomplishments. I lay it out pretty evenly. I don't know if they've changed anything else. I need to actually reread this. But I said, so this is towards the end of the article, and I say, the pervasive, trendy, groupthink-driven hatred for our president is discouraging, but Trump supporters are always accepting of former naysayers. With Trump's numerous successes, Americans can now sleep like a baby, while diehard leftists will continue to cry like one.
Oh, that is subtle, but it's funny.
I mean, I figure a little good fun never hurt anyone. And then they actually ended up blocking all comments on this article. It hit 43 comments, so I think it was like so my first article was the most commented article. And then the second most commented article. So my first article got like over 200 comments, something like that. Second most commented article was like 80 or something. And then my third article was going to get a bunch of comments again and make it super popular, super just like everyone in the Orange, the city that Chapman is in, everyone was going to get involved, comment, and make it blow up again. And the Panther newspaper, the school newspaper, was like, shit, we don't want this guy to get popular again, so they just turned off all comments. Nobody can comment anymore.
Yeah.
You can try to comment, but the comments never get approved.
Interesting. Well,
And that's actually a common problem with the newspaper. Like the newspaper endorsed this radical black SJW girl for SGA, student government, and
of course they did.
and there were people trying to leave comments, like other candidates and stuff like that, trying to leave comments saying like, "Hey, you made false allegations about me in this article, and I want to clear them up," and stuff like that. They can never get their comments published. They were never approved.
So
And it's like the school newspaper has just become like they try to frame the discussion and frame the perspective on campus.
yeah, and it also sounds to me like they're literally publishing slander now too.
Yeah.
So very
Yeah.
very interesting. So yeah. Well, what see, no offense, but your university is like really weird to me because your paper is liberal, but yet Hugh Hewitt, who runs your law school, is conservative.
Yeah. Law school is across the street though, and law school and the rest of the campus don't really mingle.
Okay, well that kind of makes sense.
And I feel like Hugh Hewitt just would never speak up on anything on campus anyways.
Well,
He's a pretty soft-spoken guy, and he's also... I guess he is kind of pro-Trump now, but
yeah, well
he did have some beef with Trump because Trump insulted him.
well he was. I wouldn't say he was never Trump, but he attracted a lot of never Trumpers, and I actually, like I told, I actually met him, and
Oh, really?
yeah, when I was a senior in high school, he came out to Colorado to one of the conferences in Colorado.
That's really
And
cool.
he actually, I was invited to a lunch, with him, he wanted all young like college age or high school.
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, he was probably trying to recruit me to Chapman Law School. Actually.
Well, you should have gone. What the heck?
Well, my parents can't afford Chapman's tuition, so.
You could get scholarships, FAFSA, and whatnot.
I should have written better essays for. I was kind. Here's the thing. I started the podcast when I was like in 8th grade and did it. So basically, I was more interested in podcasting and getting girls than I was actually interested in like doing homework and.
Makes sense. I feel like that's a lot of guys actually.
In high school, yeah. So. I mean, some guys start rock bands, other kids start podcasts and badmouth the president. So, yeah.
No, yeah, I had published 2 or 3 articles before I had applied to Chapman. Well, actually, I applied twice. I got accepted out of high school, but I didn't go to save money, so I went to a JC, and then I went again. And now I'm in Chapman, and I was honestly worried that Chapman wouldn't accept me because of my articles. So I in the essays I wrote about I want to be globally aware, da 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 da, and I was like, I tried to BS it but not lay it on too thick, and fortunately it worked. And now they probably really regret it.
Yeah. But but by the way, I just thought you'd like to know that this live stream has 24 likes and one dislike. Like I said, either it's a purposeful foul ball or it's a disenchanted bear who's mad that you shit talked their dear leader. So
yeah, whatever. I feel like if you get 1 or 2 dislikes, it actually helps you because it's like you didn't just buy your likes or whatever. Then
yeah. Owen Benjamin, peace be upon him. So.
Honestly, we wish Owen Benjamin no harm.
No, honestly, I all I want is for the guy to rein it in a little bit and stop saying the N-word 50 times on.
Yeah, I mean, it's like people want edgy, but like be edgy and creative. Be like Sex Pistols or Alice in Chains or Jane's Addiction. Or be edgy like that. Don't be edgy like N-word, 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 wheelchair insult. Like that's not creative, you know?
No, well, and write your own jokes too.
Yeah, write your own jokes for sure. I mean that's like day one kindergarten level stuff.
I can understand it if he actually like had a legit show, and like a legit studio show and like needed like a team of writers. That's different, and even that is like the host more like consults with the.
No, yeah, but even like Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan don't have writers. But
that's true.
I feel like bad comedians are unfunny comedians. Worst comedians are comedians who steal others' jokes. The worst comedians are the ones who basically crowdfund their fans for jokes.
Oh man, Ryan, you might have just become my new best friend. So
good.
Everyone is saying we've got to get you in the danger zone. So I'll send you an invite to our Google chat and hope
sure
in our Twitter group and
okay.
And
let me
whatnot. In. So it's and also called one of his former fans a meth user too. For no.
Oh wow, was he a meth user?
No.
Oh well, then what the heck? Did he have like a face of death?
No, but Owen's opener sure does. So, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Hold up, someone's knocking at the door real quick.
Well,
you want to give me 1 sec? I'll just make it real quick, okay? And then.
Fucking A, I love this kid, folks. I really do. So, Alana, we'll get you an invite too. I mean, Brian pretty much said to bring this kid in. So, Brian's kind of the godfather of this of the DZ. So sorry, Neray. I hope I'm not culturally appropriating Godfather. Okay.
Sorry about that. Some rowdy neighbor.
Nah. Okay. Oh, just another day in California. Rowdy neighbors.
I know, for real. They're the worst. I'm doing like canvassing for political campaigns right now. A good way to make some money. And I was in this one neighborhood, and if it's an open neighborhood with no gate or anything, you're okay to canvass in it. Canvassing for political campaigns is not the same as soliciting, because I'm not selling anything. And so I'm canvassing in this neighborhood, and this lady comes, and she's belligerent. She's driving around following me. She goes, no soliciting, da 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 da. She goes, I already called the cops, da 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 da. I'm like, I'm very polite with her. I'm trying to kill her with kindness and everything. And then I was like, do you want to talk to my boss? I can give you his phone number. She goes, I don't need to. I already called the cops. I was like, okay, so when are the cops coming? And she's just like, like she wasn't expecting that response. She thought I was going to skip town when she said that. Then she was like, you want to play that game? And then she actually did call the cops then. Then later my boss found her and called her, and my boss was just cussed out by her. I mean, it's like you could tell this. I feel like any middle-aged lady who drives a Lexus SUV thinks she's super hot shit. And this lady, you could tell, she was single, no family, lives in like a trailer home, but she was leasing a Lexus, and boy, did she think she was hot stuff. And she was unhappy with her life, though. And Yeah, she took it out because she realized that buying a nice car isn't fulfilling. It's having a family is fulfilling.
Yeah, she was probably the proverbial angry cat lady. So
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we've got quite a few of those in California. You just have to kill them with kindness and not take it too seriously. You can't be like, oh yeah, well you bitch, da 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 da. Like if you do that, then nobody has sympathy for you. If you're just like, hey, sorry, you want to talk? Then you look around for other people, and then like there was one guy in the neighborhood who came up to me, saw it afterwards, and he was like, hey, sorry about that. Everybody thinks she's a bitch. Don't worry about it.
yeah, that kind reminds me. Have you seen the movie The Big Lebowski?
No, but I need to see it.
Oh,
I know.
so the Coen brothers are like another one of my favorite.
Yeah, they did Fargo
directors.
and No Country for Old Men and all that.
Yeah, they've done a bunch of movies, but anyway, yeah, the Big Lebowski is, I mean, oh God, it's hard to explain what the Big Lebowski is other than
It's basically like what's the actor's name? Jeff Bridges.
Yeah,
He's like a stoner or something, and he just goes on a crazy journey or something.
yeah, it's pretty much it's that, but it's so much more than that too. It's basically like every caricature in like California,
I'm definitely gonna watch it this week.
Yeah, so I only quote like 50 though.
I know, like, I'm the dude. Well, call me Mr. Dude, or whatever that line is.
I am the dude. Okay, so that's it. You can call me that or dude or El Duderino if you're into the whole brevity.
Yeah, El Duderino.
So,
Yeah, it's funny. That's the movies I freaking love. He's a good actor.
Yeah, yeah. John Goodman is in that movie too. So
Yeah. John Goodman's great too.
yeah. So speaking of John Goodman, I had no idea until recently that he was Roseanne's husband on.
Oh yeah, I knew that only because I saw them on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, well, I guess that was how he got his start, like back when that show was on, and then the fact that she's become a Trump supporter, like she and Kanye are both like, okay, we're definitely living in strange times now. So
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of rappers are pro Trump actually because they all were super wet for Trump in like 2014. They all wanted to say Trump in a song shoot, what's his name? Who's the guy who sings Humble? Kendrick Lamar. He had two songs where he talked about how he wanted to be like Trump. He wanted to golf with Trump and all this stuff. And then after 2015, after 2016, Kendrick Lamar is like, Trump's a fool, F Trump, da 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 da. And it's like, buddy, like you loved this dude, and he's still the same dude. Like just because now you're expected to hate him, you're going to hate him.
Well, like all the rappers in the 90s and 2000s, like there were literally songs called Donald Trump, like talking.
Yeah, Mac Miller has a song called Donald Trump.
Well, not the F Donald Trump, but like I'm talking like back in
Yeah. Mac Miller has a song Donald Trump. It's like flattering to Donald Trump. Hold up.
There's like one song that's like flattering to Trump, and then there's another song that's like all about how one of these rappers wants to kill Trump and whatnot. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna repeat the lyrics for Mac Miller's Donald Trump song, but if you look at it, it's flattering for Trump.
Yeah. But yeah.
Pretty sure Jay-Z has a Trump song. I could just put like rap songs that mention Trump, and there are so many.
Yeah.
He was in BC Boys. Oh wait. Here's a better article. Published in 2015, so it's not bad. So it was like,
Well, I heard like an
oh, it's
interview.
a video.
I heard like an interview with Ice Cube, where where Ice Cube is talking about like how Donald Trump is like, you know, everything that rappers like, you know, he has like gold houses and
Yeah.
like giant, you know, airplanes, and like he's constantly surrounded by like hot, beautiful women. Like he's everything that like the rap community, like, you know.
Yeah, Trump was our first black president.
Boom, like you know, that's what they called Bill Clinton back in the.
Yeah, because he plays the saxophone.
Yeah, so.
Plus, he gets down and dirty with interns.
Yeah, not even the hot interns. So.
I know, what the heck, but I mean, I guess beggars can't be choosers, and when you have a choice between Hillary Clinton or an easy, very impressionable and easily influenced intern, well, while it may be immoral, it's like, I mean, the man was desperate, and what he did was wrong, but not good.
Yeah, that's true. Meanwhile, one of the mayors, it wasn't the L.A. mayor, but I think it was like one of the, maybe it was Berkeley. One of the crazy mayors in your state gave the key to the city to Stormy Daniels.
Eric Garcia, is that his name?
Yeah. So, and someone wrote in the comments that he probably just gave her the key to like his condo or something.
I know. I think Stormy Daniels needs a key to the clinic.
Well, but like Dennis tweeted this week, you got to give it to Trump. He knows how to get jobs. She's back doing porn again. So.
I know. No, yeah, I guess she's stripping now too. I saw one picture and it was, like she definitely needs to get on Weight Watchers or something.
There is like an excellent I think it's Photoshop, but it's still hers. There's a photo of her and on stage, and then like you see Bernie Sanders and
really.
And
that's crazy.
And Bill Clinton and Harvey Weinstein all lined up at the stage, like throwing money at her. So
that's funny.
I think there's one where Bill Cosby might be in there too. So
I know. Bill Cosby probably wouldn't like it. She was awake.
Oh yeah, man, that's like another mind fuck that, like, we were talking about movies that fuck with your mind, but like that's a story that's like a real life story that just like fuck.
Yeah.
Like, because Bill Cosby was like America's dad for like, you know, the longest.
Yeah. And I wonder how long until the HBO series comes out on Bill Cosby. Are they going to wait 2 years or 3 years?
Probably. Well, I mean, I know that you're half joking, but I mean, who knows? Bill cosplay. That was one of the things that people.
That's not funny.
That people said it's funnier. It's funnier than wheelchair jokes. So.
True.
But yeah, yeah. When the pudding kicks in, the comment was referring to Bill Cosby would give Stormy Daniels pudding. So
yeah, I think I've seen that comment. Have you seen the meme where it's like Stormy Daniels is in front of a bunch of microphones and the caption is like, "No, Stormy." Here, actually, I'll just find it real quick. It's funny. Let me find it. It's pretty funny. Okay. Here it is. I hope you guys can read that.
Oh God, yeah. We're definitely adding you to the danger zone ASAP, because
Good, get me in.
Because all we do in there is pretty much just make memes 24/7. So,
Hey, do you know who William Nardi is?
Oh. No, is he tweeting at you?
No. He's a really cool guy.
Oh. Because I was gonna say like there's like a William Nardi who's like there's like a William Nording or something that's like a bear, and I was like there.
Yeah, let me find a good pic of him. Shoot, there are like not really any like just full front shots of him on his Instagram. This guy, I have it zoomed up. You know him, Will Nardi.
Oh.
You recognize him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. He was like the guy who really helped me write my first articles and all that. He's a really smart dude. But you should get him onto this podcast too.
Yeah, put him in. I just found out though that Joe Rogan actually has like a contact form now for media appearances. So.
Oh wow! I should get him to Chapman.
Dude, you should.
I'm gonna make a note right now. I have a list of speakers. I already got one speaker to come to Chapman next year. Her name is Martina.
Martina Marcota.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so yeah, she's.
So you're going to bring the conservative burlesque dancer to.
I don't care. She's a girl who doesn't take shit, and she's good looking.
Yeah, I know.
Two things that really infuriate liberals.
Yeah, I know. Well, I would come out there. So
you should. No, her. I've seen like a video of her husband though, and he's like very defensive. He's like, she was never a burlesque dancer. Da 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 da. I'm like, buddy, I don't know why you're ashamed. There's like videos of it, and it doesn't look bad. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. So yeah, just so long as you don't invite Tommy Lara in. So.
Oh no, she would just be like, these liberals, you don't know what it means. These snowflakes.
I mean,
it's like,
she's
just like autistic screeching.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of think she's cute, and like I liked her at first, and I don't necessarily mind that she's pro-choice. But I do personally like. I'm kind of like, yeah, that's kind of like a minor issue. But like, she's just an autistic screecher. She and Ellen are both like right-wing SJWs now.
Yeah, I would rather get
essentially.
Shoot, let me write down. Wait, is Melissa McCarthy a conservative or an actress?
She's an actress, and then I know she was a Playboy model. So
McCarthy. Then who's
no. You said Melissa? No, Melissa McCarthy is
who's that blonde?
Jenny McCarthy from. You mean
who's that blonde? No. Who's that blonde Fox News lady who's friends with Milo Yiannopoulos? Shoot, I don't remember her name. Whatever. I would say she'd be a good one to invite. I just wrote down on my list of speakers to invite. I just put down Lauren Southern and Faith Goldie as well. So here's my list of speakers. Tell me if I should add anyone. So I've got Jordan Peterson, Larry Elder, Hugh Hewitt, which better work out. It's literally a 2-minute, a 1 minute walk for him.
I will email him for you if you need me to as well. Seriously.
Thanks, Doc. Greg Gutfeld, Ben Shapiro. He's probably going to be the hardest one to get, in all honesty. Milo, Adam Carolla, Victor David Hansen. So Victor David Hansen, the next two were suggestions of other people. I don't really know them. Victor David Hansen, Peter Thiel. I actually do know him. Roger Kimball, Tucker Carlson, Steven Crowder, members of the Hoover Institute, Sean Steelzone, which is like a big conservative lawyer in California. I've actually smoked cigars with him. Joe Rogan, Lauren Southern, Faith Goldie. You know what else I should add to that? Who's like California-based a little?
I would say for when you want to get Adam Carolla, get Dennis Miller
Okay.
at the same gig. Because when those two are together, they also get Dennis Prager too.
So all three of them at the same time?
Maybe, or I would say just add Dennis Prager to the list in general.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the one who, but definitely for sure, if you can get Adam Carolla and Dennis Miller in the same room, those two are great. Yeah, that's who. I met Larry Elder too when he came down here.
Oh wow.
Are you and I are friends on Facebook too, right? Yeah.
Better be. Let me check.
Oh yeah.
Not. I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah, I think we are. So, also,
yeah, we are.
Oh, you should also add Norm Macdonald too.
Norm Macdonald, got it.
He's a comedian.
Let me make sure I'm spelling that right.
Yeah, I would actually like to meet Adam.
What's his...
Sorry, what did you say?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
You roboted there for a sec. What did you ask me?
Repeat that name again. You told me.
Norm Macdonald.
Oh, Norm Macdonald. Right. That makes. I heard Nora Macdonald, and some like celebrity chef type thing. All right, there we go. Norm Macdonald. All right, cool. He's Canadian. What kind of garbage suggestions are these?
He's a hilarious comedic. Well, Crowder's Canadian, half Canadian.
Okay.
So,
wait, what's the name of that comedian we were talking about where he like bashes Hillary supporters? He was on Joe Rogan. He's been on Conan and all that. He's like kind of redheaded, has a raspy voice.
Oh, Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. If we can get him, oh my gosh, I'll be a legend. So I'm the external ambassador for the club. So I'm like in charge of coordinating with other schools and also getting speakers and stuff like that. And so I guess I'm also the press secretary, I guess. Although there's no need for it. And so it's like really my responsibility to get some speakers. We've never had a speaker before. Like Chapman Republicans for the past year or two or three, it's just been dead. Like it was people only came because it was like election time and they were hyped up on politics. But now like the club is dead because the club isn't interesting. It's not fun.
Right,
it's not.
Right.
It's like why would anybody want to come?
Right. They're just coming there because of food or whatever.
Yeah. So what I was thinking was like we should just do like almost like house party type things with like another college or two other colleges, and then all three of us fun together like food, drinks, and then we have a speaker or two come. Like it can be local politicians or something, but something fun and something where it's like more casual and not just boring as hell, you know?
Yeah. I would ask Ari for help for that type of thing. Honestly, she like I said, she runs things over there. So
I know. It's like, but in Orange County, like every single college has, like, it's like split in half where it's like you either side with Ari or you're against Ari. And it's like, why can't we just all be friends?
Yeah, well, my theory on that is they're probably just jealous of her because like she's like the most famous, and let me guess, these are other chicks who are mad at her. For the most part, right? Yeah.
As far as I've seen.
Okay, yeah. So
chicks and guys who've liked those chicks.
Oh yeah, so they're just going along with I hate Ariana too, but I secretly want to get with her. So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I said, man. well, I mean, you know her better than I do.
I barely know her.
Well, I mean, I had her on my show once.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Uh-huh.
But, the heck? This man can't connect to, okay, iCloud, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it looks like you've got some good speakers lined up, though, man.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like if I hit up, how many is this? It's like 20 so far, so if I hit up 20 and maybe work with another college to get it, I'm sure I can get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
You could probably get like 1. You could probably get like 2 to 5 easily.
Uh-huh.
So,
I guess. Wait, do I have Dinesh D'Souza on this list? Oh my gosh, I don't. I guess we were supposed to get Dinesh D'Souza one time, but when he was scheduled to come speak, that was when he was sent to prison.
oh yeah.
So yeah, bad luck.
Yeah.
All right, hey, I've got a family hitting me up trying to get me to come to dinner and everything.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. We've been doing this. This literally was a Joe Rogan podcast. We've been at this for 3 hours. So
doesn't even seem that long at all.
No, flies.
No.
Now I know. Now I know what Joe means when he says the podcast just fly by. So
yeah,
it's
sure.
it's been great, man. Hey, where can people find you on Twitter and all the social?
So you can just type in Ryan Marhoeffer and you should be able to find me. There's only one Ryan Marhoeffer in the world. The way you spell Marhoeffer is Marhoefer. You can type the same thing into Instagram, find me. I got pictures
on Facebook
and everything. You can find me on Facebook too.
Your Twitter is at It's Your Boy Marhoeffer still, I think.
Yes, and that's my Instagram as well.
Yeah. So
actually, my Twitter is just It's Your Boy Marhoef because I ran out of characters.
Oh yeah. So. All right, man. Well, thanks for doing the show, and hopefully we'll have.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh no,
yeah,
let's
do it
problem,
again
man.
for sure.
So it was, and I'll send you the link to the Danger Zone too. Do you have like a? You don't need to give it to me now on air, but do you have a Gmail account?
Yeah. I'll text it to you.
Okay, yeah. Text it to me, and I'll add you to our group. So thanks, man.
Awesome.
So
hey, thanks, Sam.
No
great
problem.
talking with you as always.
You too.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
All right. And folks, that just about does it for the show. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the stream. I'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel from all of the NGC studios. God bless and God save this great nation.